You'd start with hello and welcome to Tabletop Fables. I'm Brett, the DM, learning a lot about my players. Welcome to Prince of the Apocalypse. Characters are currently in the town of Red Larch sleeping overnight, but we'll get them to quickly introduce themselves, starting with Jacob.
Alright. Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Molbath. I'm the human wizard necromancer. And I'm just gonna keep talking. No, I'm not.
Promises were made. Keep talking.
Yeah. We're going this way now.
Okay, apparently it's committed to Cody next.
This way.
Hello, I am Cody, and tonight I'm playing Emharis. And despite what the DM said, we are not all sleeping tonight because some of us can't.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm playing Emissos, a half-elf druid who, likes to get up to mischief. And thank Christ, easily enabled. And can't be forced to sleep. Thank you.
Druids like the dudes of the devil.
All I can see is Emharis in a bar going, I will make you sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. So people are just going boom in the middle of the road. I tell you, it doesn't work on...
I guess you're right, it doesn't work on you after all.
I turn around, look at him again, there he is with a fry pan. Boom!
So over there, we have...
Someone who is pouring a drink.
Or he's playing with himself. It's a bit hard to tell on camera.
Thinking about animals.
Okay, hi, I'm Ishtar. I'm playing Truedream, the Goliath cleric, who is still wondering why she's with these idiots. And I currently have a walking stick. Let's do this.
Leroy Jenkins.
Does taste better out of pewter. I'm Anthony and I'm playing 5, the Azimir Paladin who is probably going to die. I mean, it's likely.
I mean, pewter is deadly, isn't it?
One way to find out.
Why doesn't it taste better?
By the way, that's why we go in a circle usually.
Doesn't matter whether we can't
Also, I pointed this way, but on the camera, it's... well, actually, no, it is all the way.
Yeah, no, it works.
It looks like it was all the way.
Your shoulders cutting off.
So, morning comes and you are all fully healed
Oh, yay.
and long rested. What are you guys doing in the morning?
Heading down to see our friend at the desk.
Mother Yolanda's still there.
Good morning.
She looks like really hungover. She's got like big bags under her eyes. She's like put a pound of concealer up, but it's not worked properly. The cigarette is unlit, and she's like,
Here, let me.
Thank you. Oh.
Looks like you could use something. Sort of reach around and pull out the stolen alcohol. Like, hair of the dog.
Oh, don't talk to me about hair.
Dare I even ask how your night went? Dear.
Really good. Really good.
I bet all the business helped.
And that dwarf.
Yes, I saw him.
Oh, now I see what this is.
I figured that's what it was, but
I'm an idiot.
the visual image of the dwarf was just...
How would you like us to make sure you were this busy every night there were people in town?
Go on.
I see no reason the swinging sword needs to be in business still. How about you?
As an upstanding member of this city who does not want to be executed for having clandestine operations, have no thing to comment about that.
Oh no, of course not clandestine operations, just business as usual.
For you lot. Let's just say if there was some danger to the city, I might be willing to reward the person who solved it.
I would imagine so. And I mean, I'm sure you've been over there before. Nothing but danger at the swinging sword. Did you hear the sign fell down last night?
I heard something fall down. I thought it was us.
Could have killed someone going in and around. And they need to look after that place better. It's a danger to everyone.
Definitely. Buildings should not be that big in cities this small.
Definitely not.
Alright, I certainly couldn't commission such an act.
Oh, of course not. We would just ask if you happen to get more visitors, you'd tell them about all the great deeds we've done in your town.
Certainly.
Oh, good morning, man. I'll see you later.
See ya.
Grin on my face, so not much is being said. That's news of the big crash.
Shall we go have a look?
Yes. I mean, yes.
How about everyone else who actually sleeps?
Weirdos.
Truedream has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to know.
I guess it's just been by the car waiting. I have no business in this town whatsoever.
Yeah, I
Well,
slept
when a
in the car.
dwarf and a hooker love each other very much.
She's a proprietress.
Okay, hag.
I'll be waiting with 5.
So you threw out the cart. So you two are wandering off.
Yep. Going to have a look at the aftermath.
Yeah, so you see that this sign is still laid out on the road. People are moving in and out, but very few. You figure that probably a lot of people in the rooms don't really know what happened. Like, they weren't there when the gas went off, and they certainly weren't going to be told about it or anything like that.
I literally forgot you guys did a gas leak. I forgot that was a gas.
I'll just make some flippant comments as I'm passing about how dangerous that looks and how I'm glad I wasn't staying there and going in at the time.
Just make a performance check.
I could do. That is an 18.
You get a few nods of agreement.
I'm just sort of sowing the seeds.
Yeah.
Letting it grow.
So,
Literally.
so you guys head in?
No, I don't. Well, I don't see any need heading. It's a danger. Clearly, you don't want to be seen within a dangerous area. Yet.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll
Clean up the mess first.
We'll head to the cart.
So all of you gather at the cart. There is a knight of Tyr in the back of the cart, as well as a fair amount of supplies.
Oh, you're back, brother.
Yes.
We should all head off now. We really must be getting to the hall.
Yes, I suppose. We have to make sure we come back, though.
Okay.
Got some business to attend to. Isn't that right, Emissos?
I mean, yes.
Then in that case, we should finish the first lot of business. I point to the body.
Yes, that's why we're here. Alright, anyone know which way they're going? Because I've got no idea.
It's marked on our map, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I don't believe
It is. The best way to go there would be to down the Cairn Road, past the barge right in Womford, and then back up to Summit Hall. Or you'd go sort of around the bottom of the Sumber Hills, but you'd have to get someone to ferry you across the river again. And that'd be off the beaten track.
We'll avoid the river.
Take
So
the first route.
First way sounds good.
So yeah, you guys are travelling out of town. Can someone roll me a d20?
12.
It takes you almost a full day to reach the barge right in, which is not in this section of the book. Oh, yes, it is. So it's just a very large, multi-fenced inn. Do you guys stay and keep moving? So you guys go in, or
we'll keep going past. I guess we don't really have any reason to stop.
Unless
How long?
it's too late.
Yeah, unless it's like past dusk. And there's
it's getting close to dusk.
I mean, the other thing is, we'll be looking at the map. I think there's somewhere to stop when it.
Well, it's a
became
city
nightfall.
just after, but there's a reason there's an inn here.
Probably best to stop here for the night.
Sure.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Quite
Perfectly
right.
safe, I'm sure.
Alrighty. Let me just put my better map for it. So you heading. So yeah, there's multiple large gates as you head in. It's a very large place. Many paddocks around. It's probably about 12 buildings all up. So it's almost an inn with a small community around. But you make your way into the inn itself. Sit down, start eating.
I stay on the cart. In the body.
Sure.
I will go inside and eat.
You will go outside and eat. Can everyone but Emissos make a perception check?
And me?
Oh, inside the inn. Yeah.
Tops.
That is
19.
14.
14 as well.
5, you notice that the bartender, who's sort of old, the human guy, looks like he's been through the wars a bit. As he sort of sees you guys approach and sit down at the table, he just makes a small hand gesture that actually signifies Zhentarim.
Huh.
Something that the rest of the party hasn't seemed to notice. You did.
I'll nod at him, and then once we've eaten and stuff, I'll make my way over and make same symbol at him and just basically signify that yes, we are with them.
So you sort of that's the conversation. What brings you lot to my inn?
We're on our way to Summit Hall.
The Order of the Gauntlet has presence there.
We have a small task. We deal with them. Not in any kind of violent manner, just an exchange of sorts, mutually beneficial.
That shouldn't be a problem. Knights of Tyr. You are a knight yourself?
In a way.
From what I hear, laws of hospitality ring strong for them.
Yes, I imagine that if we go there and are completely honest with what we want, what we have, then they should be willing to at least be open to a parlay.
Nice.
How would they receive us as agents of certain organisations?
Well, they wouldn't like it, but as long as you don't break the rules, they'd accept you in there.
So best just to avoid it, I suppose.
Well, they'll probably notice some of the religious regalia. There's a number of paladins of Tyr there.
Yes, I dare say.
We need to mention that with the Zhentarim, but we will need to at least be honest about the fact that we are children of Bane, which they shouldn't particularly have a problem with. They'll have distaste, but hopefully they will at least.
They'll look for treachery, but
If there's none to find, it shouldn't be a problem.
from my understanding is that Tyr and Bane want the same thing, they just go about it different ways.
Do you have any information on these parts?
The light of raiders at the moment. You come down from Red Larch, I heard there was some big disruption there.
Yes, they would have more knowledge about that than me, though.
Which particular disruption have you been hearing about?
Hearing some cult got uprooted.
Ah, yes.
Hearing the Zhentarim did it.
Hasn't been revealed yet. That's troubling if you heard that. But good, I suppose. Saves us having to tell everyone.
Lawrence is with us and he knows, and information gets passed down the pipeline, so.
Yes, we still have business there, but the cults take priority. I hear they're causing all sorts of trouble in these parts.
Yes, quite a lot. Anything done about them would be quite good.
Well,
Of course, any spoils taken, even better.
one less general to worry about, we'll put it that way.
Good. You don't have to worry about the information getting around. Lawrence reports to me.
Well, then I assume it will be distributed correctly.
Sure.
What can you tell us about these other cults? I've heard there's more than just the one.
Not too much. Seem to be elemental based. But their raiding seems to be for a purpose rather than just raiding.
What about these wild druids we've been hearing about?
Not sure. They claim to be doing some giant Wicca ceremony to bring nature back into balance.
Are they one of these cults, or are they working independently?
I have no idea.
Do you have any information regarding where?
I do. Just let me check my notes, he says.
Pulls out his ledger.
Oh, no, not a ledger. They get stolen way too easy.
He goes into his mind palace.
Reads it.
The old Scarlet Moon Hall, which, well, it's up in the Somber Hills, and he points it out on your map. It's actually quite sort of relatively between the Feathergale Society, the Sacred Stone Monastery. He also points at the River Guard Keep. And said, I think the raiders coming out of there. Some of them also go down to Womford and join their barge there. So we've heard.
I'm sure we could deal with it. And I trust that you'll help us get the word out as to who helped it be dealt with.
Yeah, of course.
Another thing you could do for us, if you wouldn't mind. Anyone heading to Red Larch, just tell them how horrible the swinging sword is to avoid it at all costs. Mother Yolanda's is a far better place to stay.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
Actually, I'll give you advantage on this.
It is for the Zhentarim.
Well, he doesn't know that yet, but he knows. You guys will
14.
This is entire discounts, terms, conditions apply.
I can. Why? What do you need to know?
We need to make sure the people of Red Larch know who have helped them, who their allies are, and we've set up a way of doing that through Mother Yolanda's. If everyone goes to her and she tells them of the great works we've done, well, the rest takes care of itself.
Okay.
Hearts and minds.
Friends in low places.
I think that's what he needs to eat to become animals.
Huh.
Have you got any?
Animals.
Hearts or minds?
Some of each, I think.
Yum. I'd pull
I
up
could
a chair and just start rudely, fucking in a bit. And
The strangest in front of me.
What do you need?
I really don't know.
Hearts of animals.
In particular, I mean, we have a limited selection around here.
What would you like for dinner?
one of each.
Who will take one of each?
Okay.
Velociraptor, please.
T-Rex. There's no point in taking things that I can't.
Okay. He'll basically just bring you out basically raw food. So it'll be like fish, some snails, a non-giant rat.
Yeah. Just like he's gone to the garden and gone
Actually,
to...
you're really near a river, so it'd be like a yabby.
Yeah.
And you're just like a lot.
Oh, well, if we're near
Any
a
animal about that big. Like
I was going to say, yeah, if we're near a river, I'll request seafood as it's something that I haven't.
There is also a heart like this big. Turns out it's a kraken.
Pretty much anything that is realistic that would be on a menu in next to a river. And also
Crocodile?
no, not too temperate.
Baby alligators.
No.
Is Firelight considered a dire horse?
Roll history. Anyone who wants.
14.
Oh, yeah, electric eel.
You did hear that Many Laps was a horse who was actually banned from competing because it was said that he was. Well, some people suggested he might have been a dire horse. Others were just saying he was a very large breed of horse. It's like an unusually swole horse. Only one of his kind, but they preserved his heart, like the real Farlap.
I was going to say, how big is... What sort of river is this? Saltwater river?
It's a freshwater river, but you've crossed the Zhentarim River, and in places it's like a mile wide.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So, okay, well, that takes all like seafaring creatures, but dolphins and other things for me to...
Probably not like anything that big. I mean, there might be some around, but not in an inns menu randomly.
You should be.
No, it's just more for me to look out for. That's all.
Yep.
But yeah, just some fish and...
Roll a percentage dice.
Oh boy.
In case it is a kraken fish.
You get turned into a barracuda.
This is to see if there's ill-tempered mutated sea bass. Nah.
66.
That's 69.
It doesn't have
Past 69, so.
That should get you something.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, the special beating fish.
that was the snail.
That's the snail.
The hermaphrodites. Yeah. So you get all that. You sleep overnight.
No.
No. You rest overnight.
I set up alarm in the carriage every 8 hours.
That 2 a.m. it'll go off.
Yeah. I wake up and I'm ready to electric ball someone.
Are you in the cart itself?
Yeah.
Okay, then it wouldn't go off.
No.
Sorry, I got you in the cart. No,
And it's not set to go off, they hop in.
Yeah, but that, how close do they have to get?
They have to cross the line.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't go off. If you were in the cart, they wouldn't be snooping.
Depends if you're sleeping in the back.
No,
I mean, there is no back. It's a cart.
Yeah. I mean, sleeping under a blanket at the back.
So in the morning, you guys head off.
Yeah.
You pass through Montfort. It is a large, essentially, port city on a river. Do I have a picture of it? No.
Taking the silence briefly. Say it smells like piss. Keep riding.
Well, maybe you just need a bath.
That was you.
I had a bath last night, thank you very much. I didn't have anything else to do.
You never had a bath.
Spent 4 hours, my fingers are very wrinkled.
You two are whinging that it smells like piss. Trying to see me urinating off the back of the car.
On to all our things.
Yeah, so you guys keep travelling. Eventually, you'll turn up the Desserin Road. Can everyone please make a perception check?
Do I make one for my raven?
If it's up and scattered, yeah.
I mean,
You can even have advantage if it's doing that.
8.
11.
16.
5.
No, he's
What was it? Perception?
Yes, please.
You're
20.
the highest perception.
20.
Unnatural.
My perception is +3, but I rolled a 2.
You actually hear with your half elf hearing a slight detonation in the distance, and then looking sort of down the road further, you see this column of smoke starts to come up, and your raven sees the column of smoke.
Emissos,
Yeah.
what do you hear with your elf ears?
I point in the distance and something just exploded. Was it us?
We're not in the distance, so no.
I'm gonna send the raven to investigate.
Sure.
Is it within 100 feet?
Rock to a bit.
No.
It's
If it was within 100 feet, you would have noticed, or you would. I wouldn't have made a perception check.
Yeah.
You would have noticed.
Right, it comes back down.
Comes back. Sounds like it's fire and animals killing each other. Like, I don't know how exactly. Basically, people killing each other.
Alright, there appears to be some fighting. Should we check it out?
Yes, from a distance.
Yeah, you should go investigate. I'll stay here with the body.
Alright, goodbye.
Take a knee in the car, pull the sword out, ready to just
So you guys head down further. The smoke intensifies and rises up. And eventually, you will see that the road's being cut off with the trees set on fire. Behind that, there's a lot of smoke haze around. You can't see exactly what's going on, but you are seeing brief bursts of flame and movement of fire around. You're hearing screams. You're hearing the sounds of crossbows, little twang of bows.
Are they
I
all?
don't think this is a good thing.
Show of hands, who wants to wait here till this is over?
Or we could save the name, or we could save the day in the name of the Zhentarim.
Yes, excellent. You go do that.
Alright, and I'll jump out the car and start walking.
The screaming, is it more predominantly male screaming, or is it?
It's mainly male screaming, or as in human screaming.
Yeah.
Non-gender specific human screaming. There are some.
Like, I'm sure I couldn't tell the difference between a dwarf man and a woman, so.
No.
One's R and one's R.
Apart from that,
The second one's the male, he's just been kicked in the balls.
it's a bit unclear beyond that. What is making noise and screaming?
Okay. And then, are they human screams or are they all sorts of mixed and.
Perception.
dex check.
11, 17.
Yeah.
Plus 6 on perception, so it's ridiculous.
So 17. It sounds mainly like humans.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm moving the
Just
cart.
wondering if there's like...
What was that?
I'm moving the cart to hide it.
Yep. You're moving forward?
Yeah, drop the sheath from my greatsword into the cart and then just keep.
I just say, oh, wait, let me go first.
And I follow him.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And then.
Ready? Now you see me? Now you don't. And cast invisibility. And I say, okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'll tell you what I find. I wander into the mists to search.
The fire and smoke around. What you do notice is that there's a fire burning at either end of it. Very dry, or some dry, but there's a lot of green brush as well. So it's creating a lot of smoke in this area. So there's a lot is obscured. You can't see exactly what's going on. But it does look like a series of bandits are falling onto a cart. You see sort of more towards your end, sort of would have been, so sort of standing at the back of this ambush. There's someone, it's very similar to the person who killed Callum, sort of similar robes, wreathed in flame, casting fire magic. And you see two others sort of wearing far less complicated robes, casting like firebolts and things like that.
So they're with the bandits or fighting the bandits off?
They look like they're with the bandits because there's a couple of like heavy armored guys. The one's got a couple of crossbow bolts in him. The other guy's stepping forward. They're attacking with these swords that are on fire. There's another series of like look like general bandits, but with like red colour into their clothing and the like, that don't seem to be outright cult members, if you will. Also participating. A lot of them are dead by crossbow bolts. Some of them just are dead. Make a perception check.
18.
You see a blur run up behind one of the bandits and kill it. And then it sort of blurs off.
The naughty boy fire cultist who killed our friend, have I seen him with some sort of holy symbol or amulet that he seems to be using as a focus to cast with?
No. He appears to be casting as per a wizard. So he just is making gestures and the like.
Steal his hands.
Wouldn't be the first person to have their hands stolen.
The thing with being wizards is once your hands are covered in bat shit, you can just go.
Yeah. Actually, no, sorry. According to this picture, he is holding like a sort of a brazier thing.
Go take that from him. You know it's coming. Shit.
Alright. Let me just quickly check something.
Will you send a message to
While
us?
you're reading your spells, Molbath, can you make an Arcana check? The last night.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
You're getting closer to this. But...
I make a gesture and cast Unseen Servant.
Yep. Yeah,
You're invisible.
it does.
It's concentration, but Unseen Servant isn't.
No, if you do an
cast a
action
spell.
and cast a spell, it drops.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get to cover before I cast it then.
Yeah.
Cast Unseen Servant.
Mm-hmm.
And command the Unseen Servant. What is he wearing?
He's wearing these robes, sort of a reddish tinge to them, like sort of almost fake gold threads through it, like quite thick threads, put up.
What sort of boots is he wearing?
You can't see the robes covering.
Okay. I will tell him to go under his robes, and if he has boots, tie them together.
Sure. Roll a just roll d20.
12.
Cool. You watch. You command this, and as you watch, you see one of the guys with the flaming swords just get hit with 3 crossbow bolts and collapse.
Where are these coming from?
He doesn't know,
No.
but it looks like probably where they are ambushing.
But not the
Someone's
car.
fighting back.
You said they were attacking a cart.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like all smoke around.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Well, I was waiting for him to walk in, and then
And give us the signal to advance.
after he like just go on for a little, like, I was just going to start slowly walking.
Once I send it off, I send a message to Truedream. Say the fire priest from earlier, he's back.
Oh, it is apparently the fire priests again. It is probably a good idea to murder them. We should go. I just stand up and start walking.
Would you like to advance quickly?
No, I'm just gonna walk.
If we don't move quickly.
No, I was going to provide ability for one of you to move quickly.
So you've
We love
floated
them.
up the side. You're doing this. What were you doing?
I will follow them in.
All right, let's put we'll roll initiative.
Okay.
Just gonna pick up my pencil.
Okay, I feel
Oh. We got the exact same initiative.
1.
5.
5 minus 2.
Minus 2 for both of us.
So who's first?
I'll take it. I'm leading the way.
Yeah.
You're taking the first bolt is what he means.
Yeah.
It's actually a sneak attack as well.
Who else?
I can do
3.
any points for myself.
Did you go after them? Oh, that what?
16.
Actually,
I got
that went up to
27.
level
I'm
up.
kidding, I didn't roll.
I gave 20 on myself.
We're still
It's
level 4.
initiative based off of, it's
Yeah.
off of
Dex.
Dex, yeah.
Get yourself a sentinel shield.
And hopefully they go first, because if they haven't noticed us yet, might use that reaction.
20 is miscellaneous. Yeah, so probably roll for the cultists too.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna go.
They're as bad as us, idiots.
Pretty much. This is a very bottom heavy list. The bandits. I think the bandits actually have 3, but I'm going to put them at 2. Alrighty. So, first things first. Is third D.
Oh boy.
Should I go in there, balls to the wall, wings out?
And then have to slap yourself in the face afterwards.
Yeah.
I did tell you that they were fire cultists.
Another bandit drops. Crossbow bolts. It's been done. Put in the cage. You see another. Let me see. Yeah. Another bandit's going to get taken out. We're running a bandit pretty quick. Cage.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Oh no, bandits.
They're all my
They're poor
favourites.
families.
They're all bandit children.
You see like a almost like lizard chicken run forward. Have one feathers on the side.
Quick, punt it.
And runs to like one of these guys with flaming swords.
I feel like I need to eat the heart of a lizard chicken.
And runs up and bites it. It bites him for like hardly any damage. But you see the guy start to like take on like a slightly pallid greyish colour.
Poison.
Start slowing down
death.
slightly. See sort of
That's petrification.
almost gravel like start falling from his limbs as he slows down.
Wait, is this cultist versus cultist?
That's a basilisk.
No, it's got like feathers around, it's a bit smaller.
Okay.
Alrighty, Emissos.
Cockatrice thing?
Lizard chicken.
It was
I've just spotted a lizard chicken.
You have.
And I'm going to drop into a hyena and I am beelining it for that fucking lizard chicken. Like, through the battlefield, I don't care. There is something interesting to eat.
At 100 feet, you could reach the lizard chicken.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get to attack it, but yeah.
Sheer stupidity, every sense of intelligence has gone out the window. There is a lizard chicken to eat.
Do all the cultists take stunned now because they just hear this?
Oh, is he here?
Out of nowhere.
No. Alrighty, so, Guardian. You watch as he finishes turning into complete like slate grey, and just with his sword up as he starts trying to swing against this lizard chicken. Just becomes a very pretty statue.
It's alright.
He's pretty yet. No.
Got a heart on.
Priest turns around, seeing this. Takes with one guard's down, another. He takes a few steps back, turns around, and sees you run past him. He's gonna make a perception check. Can you just roll a stealth check? See how well you hit.
That is a 12.
So you guys would be close enough to him to go. This turns around and casts a spell and does a fireball at you three.
Woo!
Can you please roll me a dex save?
Do I still have full cover?
You have
Does that make a difference?
because you'd be flying it along, and so you'll get a plus 5
Oof.
That's a nice and tidy 0 there, isn't it?
It sure is. Hey, at least it's not a negative.
I wish that was the roll.
True.
Could have been
I
a
got
negative
plus
one.
5 to my dex save.
Yes.
So I got 7.
I was going to make the joke of 6, but
0. I got 2, and I have negative 2.
9!
Wow.
I was going to say,
on.
Ishtar
No,
picks a
quality.
flower and stands behind it and goes, I'm in.
So 27 fire damage to you all.
Ha! I'm not even dead yet.
I am close-ish
Same.
with 6 hit points left.
Oh, you got 4 more than me.
The downside is you're in the forest, so
Probably fine.
yeah.
You can just try to slope some of it.
Yeah, I should, because otherwise I'll have 7 hit points.
Okay, question. Did he fall over as he moved?
And you see as he finishes casting, he does trip up and go.
Does he drop the brazier?
He does, and the coals go out across the ground in front of him.
And I tell my assistant to grab the brazier and get it to Molbath.
You'll make me your turn. 5.
Am I within running distance from him?
Yes.
Like, will I have to dash to him?
You have to dash to get to him.
Yeah, right, fuck it. I'm just gonna run. No, I can't dash to him because I will die.
Yep.
1 second. No, that's right, paladins. Yeah, no, it's a lovely son of a bitch. I will walk, saunter 30 feet, glaring at him, and then just heal myself at 20 hit points.
Worth it. Truedream.
I'm so glad I have Stone's endurance. Okay, so I'm going to advance and cast Spiritual Weapon.
So you move 30 feet closer, you cast Spiritual Weapon, you can cast it, I think, how
It's a
far?
bonus action.
30 feet.
30 feet? So yeah, you can cast it right next to him and attack.
Am I close enough to attack?
Well, your Spiritual Weapon will be able to attack.
Yes.
As part of the cast.
Yes.
Only split distance.
So it's your spell attack modifier.
Cool. So it's 5. That's my attack modifier.
It's your spell attack modifier, which would be your wisdom and efficiency.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, should have.
Actually, he probably has resistance.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll?
Considering it's wreathed in fire.
Or heal him.
Is he prone?
He is. You'll have advantage.
I mean, that's already an 18 on the die.
Mate, this is why I have multiple pencils lined up.
It's 18.
That's how we got down
So
there.
18 on the die plus my mod is going to be a 23.
That'll hit.
I feel like I need to hold up the tin of pencils just to show them how many.
I have to reach past the camera and my face gets weird. How much? So it's a D8 plus.
Plus 5 force. And it's a bonus. I already wrote
Remember,
down
gang, be prepared for your DM.
Okay, so 1d8
One of those is broken.
plus
But you'll
5.
never know.
11 force damage.
So yeah, that just. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
So you know how I have a Warhammer of Bane?
Yes.
So now imagine if the hammerhead itself was the shape of the fist of Bane himself, and just kind of like punched people.
So it's like a stick with a big hand on it.
Stick and popping.
And it goes clock.
And in fine print it says, if you can read this, Bane says hello.
Know your place.
Press Bane.
Emharis.
I tell my unseen servant to grab the brazier.
Yeah.
Get back to Molbath.
How many hit points does it have?
1.
And nice your turn.
Yeah. So it starts running off, and with this red hot brazier, and it gets about 20 feet away, and then it takes a hit point of damage.
Fine, then I use my action to message Emissos and say, grab the brazier, get it back to Molbath now.
He is.
And then I retreat
He is in chicken bloodthirst.
back to full cover. Full cover.
Yeah.
Chicken lizard, chicken lizard, chicken lizard, chicken lizard.
The bandits continue firing at something you can't quite see. But you're getting the impression there's a figure standing on the back of a series of containers in the back of this cart. There's like a cart, there's a series of boxes and things, and there's a figure on top of it. Sure, so back to the top. Oh, you've knocked that guy down.
Oopsie.
No regrets.
Another bandit goes down from the crossbow bolts. You see these guys dual wielding 2 crossbows.
I
Do you have a long
had the
trench
thought
coat
of
and
like a
wandering
little
hat?
Tony Montana just sitting there with like a repeater crossbow.
How does it reload them? Can you like?
You can't see.
Aww. I want him to do it like Tomb Raider style. Yeah.
Although, who's closest? Can you make a perception check? You can see, I'll tell you.
16.
His second set of arms reloads them.
Oh my god, I love this.
It's Goro.
I would like to treat characters to this man.
Well, if you can steal his body, then you can puppet it, right? That's
He's
what
in a
they're
very weird
for.
shape.
I hope
I'm a
the
freaking
second
hyena
animal
after a
back
lizard
that
chicken.
reloads them for.
I care.
Yeah, no,
My day has just been ruined because I have been told get back and do something for the party.
the lizard chicken turns around and swings at you
Oh god.
because you're now the closest living thing,
It's hard.
and it's panicking. It misses, even against your hyena form. Another bandit gets attacked. So you guys see out quick, sort of very large, almost panther-like blur goes along. And 2 things whip from behind it and just take out a bandit. A lot of them are starting to look like they're about to flee now. The last few of them.
Good.
Emissos.
Bulbasaur crossed with a tornado. I'm gonna
Bulbasaur
hit the
devil?
skids and turn around.
That's an Eldritch horror if I've ever heard one.
A Bulbasaurian devil.
Yeah.
You're not too wrong.
And yeah, hit the skids and turn around and leg it for this cauldron.
Cool. So the lizard chicken bites you as you flee for 2 hit points of damage. Can you make a con save?
It's scary.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
You can. You feel that its bite, your leg starts to really tense up, but you just keep running.
Yeah.
You got other things to worry about. You run up to this brazier, it's not too difficult to get to from where you are. You can still act. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll use that to turn back into my elvish form, and because I assume I need hands to pick it up.
Mouth.
You can get up in your mouth.
It killed a freaking unseen servant.
Oh,
so-
it'll hurt, but you can pick it up.
Yeah, you
What,
got
like, does it
lot
have a
more
chain or a handle?
It's got a handle.
Oh, well, I'll grab it by the handle and start dragging.
Yeah, with the spilling of the embers and being a bit around, it's probably starting to cool a bit, but you'll still take 1 point. It's like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
big.
Oh, okay.
So you'll take 1 hit point of damage,
Yeah, run
but
it.
you reckon next round you won't.
Yeah.
As you dash and it cools off and it'll breathe.
It was mainly because all the embers fell out around it.
Stupid weak unseen servant.
They're dead. Well, yeah, because he's petrified. He's dead. The priest attempts to stand up. That's his move and succeeds. Looks around. He's trying to work out what the hell's going on.
So, alright, he's run across the battlefield twice.
But he's going to turn around and fires 2 scorching rays at you.
Yeah.
2, 3, 2.
Free. The spell costs free.
They all hit.
They all hit. Because what's your standard AC? 12 or something?
12, I think.
They'll hit.
Oh boy.
That's right, he's about to be dead.
You take 21 hit points of fire damage. Just these 3 beams of fire.
You smell burning hyena. Ass.
Talk about him.
What was it? 23?
21.
21.
Emissos makes himself hungry.
He starts to hobble towards you.
9, 9, 9, 9.
5.
So he's got back up.
Yep.
He's moving
Yeah.
towards me. He's within.
He's 29 feet away now. He got 1 foot with his whole movement.
Coming through the smoke, sword to the side.
Yep.
And I'm smiting the shit out of him.
That was a natural 20.
Oh boy.
He's like, my lantern.
This is for Callum.
I was going to say, do we know if it's the same guy?
If you crit, and yeah, it's the same guy.
Talon is channeling in your dice, telling you need to kill him.
No, because I was going to come screaming back in and pull out Callan's dagger and drive it through him and leave it there.
You got told to put that back, didn't you?
No, I still got it. It was all the rest of his shit that I got told to put back.
Oh, you know, we did say.
Okie dokie. What? Okay, so that's 10. 25. 31. 32. And 34 points of damage.
Good old spite.
Yeah. What do you do with your second attack?
I don't have a second attack yet.
Great weapon master, you crit.
Oh no, I've got it's the fighting style, not the feet.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You put him anyway. So you just come along, like, so he's like wreathed in flame, just kind of great weapon, dig in. Then you see that black smoke explode out of your smite, and he just collapses in front of you, missing a huge chunk of him.
I feel good.
Oh, well, that's your D20 for the campaign. You might as well kill your character now.
So yeah, he collapses at your feet, and he just, out of the wound, just spills out all his life's blood.
Tasty.
Pull the sword out and look for someone else to kill.
You're rather rapidly running out of things to kill. Truedream.
Something else to kill?
There's a statue. There's a there's a lizard chicken. There's about 2-3 bandits around. They look like they're about to run anyway.
I'm gonna have.
This has not gone how they expected.
I'm going to have my force hand go after the chicken, and I'm going to have some fun doing some stonework.
Okay.
Chisel. Without the chisel.
You probably can't reach that guy. He was in front of the priest, so he's probably about 60 feet away.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk towards him and then use the hand to bonk the chicken.
Sure. You roll for that, please.
Okay.
Don't know why I picked up the dice.
Why are you murdering the innocent lizard chicken?
That's an 18 on the die.
fighting it outside?
And 23 to hit the
That'll
chicken.
hit.
Cool, so 1d8 force damage.
Kill the chocobo.
It's my lizard chicken.
6 minimum damage. Nope.
See some of the feathers from around its crest go off.
I mean, I know the hyena wanted it, so I want to get it to the point where he can eat it.
Emharis.
What are you doing? The chicken's on our side.
He wanted to eat it.
Damn, I'm still doing this on
I'll
top.
move forward to the cart. How far away am I?
You'd probably still be about 60 feet away from the cart itself.
I'll dash and then free action call out. Look, all right there, friend.
You sort of hear a very monotonous voice go, creature, not enemy, not target.
Told you.
You see basically a cube,
Oh, fuck.
pair of legs, and it has 4 arms. In 2 of its hands, it's just got these crossbows. They look like hand crossbows.
Creature, not enemy, not target.
Exterminate.
Soil.
Yeah.
That's the
And so
interaction
it's
I
at its front, it's got what we would think of the old TV screen, and its face is printed on that. If you're thinking the Securitrons from Fallout New Vegas, you're pretty accurate.
I've not played Fallout, but I love him. I love him so much.
I don't like how they've changed the Modrons. Since he's based on one from a different edition, whatever. Anyway.
I'll stay in full cover and wait because that's the end of my round.
Sure. Bandits surprisingly don't run.
Even if they just heard backup.
What?
Even if they just heard backup arrive.
They rolled a 19 on their morale check. A couple of crossbow bolts come at you. You just parry the most accurate one out with your great sword, and the other two just miss. At which point they turn around and start running.
Yeah, as I run away, I'm like, if you run, I'll make it slower.
One of them hesitates slightly. It's like, one of them goes down with a couple of crossbow bolts, and you just see, she goes, and the two arms behind, from nowhere, just pull out now with a couple of crossbow bolts and put in, and he fires another one again. Technically, he should be firing 4, but whatever. You see a blur fly forward, take out one of the bandits that's retreating. This lizard chicken attempts to bite at like this thing that it can't hit around it.
That's why I had it go with that one.
Emissos.
I'm going to deliver a cauldron to Molbath.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out my PDA and say, M for Molbath, can you please sign here?
Sorry, I don't know who that is, but I'll take the package.
Yeah, so it's
Just got 2 real.
So then I'm going to deliver it to his neighbour and... leave it and then return it to Emissos and go, no one was home.
essentially it's like pyramid shape, like so 4 sides, coals in the middle. We'll say they're not really there anymore, but you can still see it was hot inside.
Yeah.
And a bit of a handle, you'd be able to like lean it on the table, like place it on the table.
Yeah. Pick it up, look at it, and then put it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's pretty fair.
And I'm going to take off back towards the lizard chicken
Yep.
with bonus action.
The statue is a solid mess. The priest is exploded. 5.
I'm gonna terminate a run for the big ones that will flame.
You're 30-foot movement, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, they had a bit of a start on you and they're not wearing armor.
that's right. As long as they can hear me coming.
Yeah.
With the fear settling. Actually, how far do I get within one?
I'll say you get probably about 30 feet away.
I cast Compelled Jaw. 30 feet range, bonus action.
See this guy slow down, turns around, looks at you, pulls a sword.
Gets hit with 2 crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's alright. We'll do this the quick way.
And that's my turn because I think I had to dash to get to him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Truedream.
I'm going to continue advancing towards the stone. And then I'm going to have it go and try to hit the lizard chicken. He wants its heart. I'm helping.
Yeah.
no one's told us not yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I very adamantly told you not as my action last turn.
I mean, I assume it's going to miss since,
Yeah, but I rolled
the
to
total,
see whether I listened.
What did you
since the
get?
total is an 8. I assume it misses.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty close. You nearly hit it. You just don't have a highest AC.
Oh.
They don't have zombie AC. Emharis.
I see this still going on. Stop! I'm not with them. I'm not with them. I'm not with them.
See how quickly he drops his allegiance to the Zhentarim.
No, it's a Bane. He's still part of the Zhentarim. He's still part of the Bane.
What's your AC?
Mine, 17 now.
So the bandit comes up with the short sword and just shanks you with it.
If you die by your own compelled duel,
6 hit points of damage.
That's right, I'm good.
Lucky you did that.
that would be
fine.
terrible.
The other two just keep running and they're pretty much gone at this point. So there's a guy with crossbows. And he kills one of them. Stupid chicken. Hasn't worked out that
That's your fault.
hasn't worked out that this is just like a
Simulation.
simulation of something yet. Its intelligence modifier is -4, so I think that means it's like intelligence 2.
Oof.
So Emissos.
How close am I to the chicken? How close am I to the...
You can get to the chicken if you change form.
Okay. No, I'm going to behave and not go after the chicken. I've been yelled at repeatedly. There's no one left to fight, so revert back to normal form. And...
Well, you're already in normal
Oh,
form.
okay.
Okay, so you just walk forward.
Yeah. I just
5.
walk up to the chicken.
Question, can I just like drop spells? Just like stop. While he's like right next to me, I'm just gonna like just try and grab him by the throat and then just drop the spell.
Sure.
That was sitting on a 1 and I rolled a 1.
It's giving you 120.
Yeah.
So you just reach forward to grab him, and he's still like really into. She's like, I rolled a 17 on the dice.
Oh yeah, that's I was gonna lose that.
Oh, 2 on the dice, you probably win.
Truedream,
Cool.
you're pretty much at the lizard. Oh, that's right, the guy at statue now.
Truedream is going to investigate the statue, but I'm going to do my bonus action first because he wants the chicken.
Yeah,
That is an 11, dear.
that it hits as AC.
Wonderful.
Like the fact you just walked up and you're like, alright, and she's like,
I'm not allowed to eat a chicken.
Ooh, that is going to be a spicy 13 damage.
Yeah, it's you hit it, you see a couple of scales off.
And then I would like to investigate the statue.
What kind of investigation are you doing?
I would like to do. I feel like this is going to be an intelligence-based check. I just don't know which
Are you looking at it from a religious point of view, accounting point of view?
Yeah, I want to try to figure
Natural.
out why it's petrified. Because I don't presume Truedream has seen a cockatrice before.
That'd be arcana or nature.
I have +0 for all of them. So
Oh, okay, well that makes it really easy. You just roll them.
yeah.
It's really convenient when all
12.
things are the same. Well, the thing did it seems to be affected the bite.
Makes sense.
Apart from that, mechanism and the like, you don't know.
But it means probably a good idea to make him eat the heart.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it carries over and he doesn't bite the party.
Or we turn into snow.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, we can win either way. Emharis.
It's fine.
I now move away from the party towards this new guy.
Yeah, so he's up on the cart. And is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah.
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 He's still focusing on the last bandit running away.
I'll fling an Eldritch Blast at the last bandit
Sure.
and miss completely as I'm distracted.
Yeah.
Just try and look busy like.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to help. I'm not with them, not with them. Killing your friend, definitely not with them.
You hear smoke is suboptimal for ranged attacks.
Yes, I've always found so.
So one bandit in front of you. Before he points, just make this quick, Willow.
Oh, he's asking for it.
But you get first up.
Well, you
I didn't think you
are.
actually got the spell.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that last bandit fleeing is dead. He gets the bandit in front of you for 17 hit points of damage.
It's fine.
He's barely still up, but the jewel's broken. It's just like his crossbow bolt goes right, sort of lodging partially into his windpipe, and you hear him slightly gurgle.
Just as he
But it's not like an instantly fatal wound.
just finishes an arrogant sentence and arrow, I'm like,
Don't mind if I do.
You see this black blur just come up behind the bandit, who no longer is alive. And you see his two tentacles just lash out, and once again in the blur, and just both hit it, knock it to the ground. Yeah, so 5.
enemy far away,
Oh, he's dead.
dog thing.
Live.
No one from the bandit or the raiding party is alive.
Put the sword away, grab bandit corpse, and walk towards the cart. Treating and threatening.
Cool. I'm going to have my handhammer. Why didn't I call it a handmer? Oh, it's gonna miss. That's another 8.
No,
Yeah, your hammer's good for doing jobs. You could have just called it the hand jobby.
Emharis.
I see Truedream still attacking this, and I pull out a black rose from my robes and hold it up to him and say, "Stop, please."
He wants the lizard chicken.
I start crushing the rose in my hand. You've seen me do this before I cast sleep several times.
You can do that if you want, but he's gonna want to eat it regardless.
Let that be
gonna laugh
his
if
problem.
Puts her to sleep and she falls on the lizard chicken and that's enough to kill it.
Luckily, she's far away from the lizard.
It's his pet. He's our friend. We don't kill our friends' pets.
How do you know?
Statement negative.
Go for it.
How do you know?
Alright, so that was true. You still acting? Oh, you missed.
I missed with that, and
So
I wasn't
Emharis,
going
you-
to take an action, so.
Did that, but didn't actually. Oh, you actually act?
No. Well, that was it,
Yeah.
essentially.
Uh,
I mean, we're out of initiative now, basically, aren't we?
no, the lizard chicken, cockatrice, as some people have called it, is still acting.
It's doing its best.
Yeah, so the cube doesn't do anything. He's just looking around. You're hearing sort of the weird clicking noise as it moves around. Sort of looks in its eyes. Don't actually move in and out, but they change size, like they're zooming in and out. You hear like a clicking noise.
I love him.
You see this blur go over and start eating the corpses. It's still quite blurry as it does, and as it's eating, whenever it's down biting, you see the corpse sort of shift around weirdly. The chicken just bites at the air again. Emissos.
I'm going to cast Animal Friendship on the chicken. Let's see if I can get close to it.
Sure, roll D20 and add your wisdom.
Hey, buddy.
Fucking thing will do backflips if I ask. Nat 20.
It stops and looks at you.
+6.
Alright, can I go pick it up?
You walk over and feel the spell isn't really designed for this. It's not a true animal, but it is still barely. I don't know, something about it. You're still able to barely maintain control of it. You don't know how long it's going to be for.
Okay, it's more so I can get up and study it
Yeah.
and see what it is.
Yeah, you walk up, roll nature. With advantage because you've seen what it can do. Yeah, that would
That'll do.
It is a cockatrice, so they're sort of winged
Lizard
lizard chickens. They can't fly, but they can really quickly. Whoops. But you've heard of them. There were a pest in the forest where you got like a few lessons before your mentor got killed, and because when they bite things, they turn into stone and then eat them.
Yeah.
Real pest in Witcher 3.
So if it's a pest, how healthy is it looking?
Nearly dead.
Yeah. I'm going to shank it.
Eat it, eat it.
So you go up and you're like, "Hello, old yeller."
What's a pest?
Yeah.
Definitely wants the guy to turn into stone.
But the pest because because of the weird way they attack and that they can move really quickly when they want and
Fly really quickly.
Cool.
Not as fast as hyena though.
I want to eat it.
Hyenas can fly.
They have on the throne.
Off a cliff.
It
All
depends
inside.
how big the cat is.
So you start in that. What's everyone else up to?
I'll start pulling Carl and out sound biting's gone.
I was going to try and get the chicken into a cage, but it doesn't like. I'll start.
You can put it in the cage really easily now.
I'll start lining up bodies and taking
was
off
it?
armor and stuff. And
Yeah.
if I see the cat devouring a corpse, I'll spray it with a water bottle.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'll spray it with a water bottle.
Yeah. Well, it's eating a corpse.
By water bottle, I mean rat will smite.
But it's not particularly close to you.
Yeah.
I introduce myself to my new friend.
How do you do that?
I'm Emharis, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Designation of self, Nordum.
Nordum. And what brings you out here, Nordum?
Captured on my journey.
Oh. By the bandits that you just quite handily dispatched?
By Zed, proprietor of this travelling circus.
Oh. Zed's still here.
Zed's dead.
Ah.
That's it. Is he gonna come back as a zombie?
No,
Do you know who that one was? And I point to the fire cultist.
I do not know.
Do you know why he attacked you?
Speculating. Presumably to gain access to rare ingredients and animals on this caravan.
Oh, these animals aren't yours then?
No.
Oh. And they seem to be on your side at least.
If Zed's dead, where's J&K?
Just J.K.
Displace a beast, intelligent animal, cockatrice, attacking those who hurt it, rest in cages.
Where are these cages?
He looks down, he's standing on them.
Oh. And what will you do now then?
Nordon will continue journeying across the plains.
How friendly is that displacer beast when I go to get the body off of it? Is it like...
It's eating its kill.
Okay. Does it say like, trying, like, as I get closer, does it go to hit me?
Yeah,
Such
but only when you go to get close.
I'm gonna test my luck. I'm trying to like, put my hand out and get close, but try and give it some scratches.
Pick an animal handling check.
And pick a hand you want to keep.
Jim's bad.
Can
14.
I
We lost the spare, actually.
go and assist him?
I got a 14.
How do you assist?
Good kitty.
Well, you're still you're still leading up.
Yeah,
That'll take you a while.
okay.
We're very similarly coloured.
So you actually very skittishly lets you eventually.
Oh, it's a feral.
I'll
Just like you.
stretch him a little bit and just kind of like let him keep eating, but to like check pockets and stuff, make sure he's not like eating meat. If he's wearing plate armor, I'll try and get it off and like open the hinge for him so he can get to intestine.
Oh, it's like heavy armor. It seems to be eating around it, and as you actually like pull the armor back, so it goes into like the guts and the core part of the body
The
and
juicy bit.
yeah, the various juicy bits.
And give him a pat and then leave him there for a while. Wait till he's
Hey,
finished.
5.
Yes.
You want to make sure that guy's definitely dead?
The one being eaten.
No. The one that was very fiery before.
Oh, he's very dead.
Can we be 100% sure, please?
I'll walk over there and just like straight into the spinal column.
Yeah, there's a crack.
Thank you.
And I'll jiggle him a little bit. Is this enough? Blood just like...
Grimace said yes, that was for a friend.
So yeah, this cube just basically hops off and just starts walking off.
So down here, I pull back the covering.
Yeah, you see there's a couple of cages, more wire mesh than anything else. One of them is very weird. It looks more like it's made out of glass. So in like the first cage, you see there's 3 almost look like bats, but they're not. They're very slightly fairy faces, large proboscises around the nose. Well, large proboscis. Like if you crossed a fruit bat with a mosquito, you'd recognise them as sturges. There's another cage where there's like a very large. Large is a restricted word. Is that? No, it is large. Very large worm sort of curled up inside this cage. It's like
Not purple.
it's not. No, it's not. That's gigantic, but it's not moving. Like it's clearly alive, but it's not really moving. It's just asleep. Then there's the clay cage, which appears to be made out of glass. There's what size is that? It's a medium-sized creature, so it's about 2 feet long. Looks like it's rust-coloured. Has a series of plates down its back, long tail. Looks like a big beetle, sort of furry antennae at the front. Oh yeah, and there's one more cage where there is a floating creature with many tentacles underneath it and 2 long eye stalks at the top. It's currently red.
This one looks angry.
It moves away from you when you look at it and say that in the cage.
I assume it would be cruel to leave them like this.
Oh yes, we have to do something about it.
They will starve if left in their cages, but this is also not their habitat.
Well, what do you propose?
I'm not sure. The best practice would be to find a nature keeper. I am not one.
I'd be rather happy to care for the cat if it would have me. Kind of suits my aesthetic.
Yes, you are very cat-like.
Say it again, okay?
Well, animals are unusual creatures. Sometimes they're more intelligent than they look.
Can you roll a nature check?
Yes. That is a 19 on the dice.
Yeah, that's good enough. None of these are really
22.
natural creatures. You start looking through and you recognise the displacer beast he was patting. It's carrion crawler, it's the giant wormy thing. The sturges, they are technically out in nature. You recognise a rust monster in the glass cage. And technically it's an aberration, but yeah, you recognise the flump that's afraid of you.
Do I know they're somewhat intelligent creatures?
The flump definitely is. The rust monster and sturges aren't. Carrion crawler, it's -5 in its intelligence modifier, so nope. Displacer beast is slightly, about the same intelligence as the peasant.
If he adopts the cat, can I adopt the jellyfish?
You can ask him.
Oh, I know it's coming.
Flumps are probably more intelligent than most of the people here.
I message the flump and say, are you okay? Can we help you?
You hear back in your head, please free me.
Okay, how?
Open the cage. My acid tentacles can't burn it away.
What was the
keep those tentacles
mechanical
back.
man's name?
Oh,
It was like
NORAD. No.
Norden.
Norden. I'm gonna run after him like Norden. Do you want to travel with us for a moment? Down the way. If we're looking to sell some of these animals, I'm sure you've been watching Zed, and you can probably care for them better than we can.
Truedream starts cracking open cages.
We don't wish to harm any of them.
No. I'll right by now. I'll say don't do that. Stop. That's a terrible idea.
The flirp cage.
I'm already there.
Our life equals negative.
Just to the next town then?
Acceptable. Safety.
Alright. I'll walk back to the cart.
I message the flump and tell it to stay back. And I close my eyes and put my hand on the lock and just cast Eldritch Blast.
Sure. Roll Arcana. See if you blow your hand off.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
you're fine.
No, that's not how village blade. No.
So it's like the lock's built into the cage itself, but you basically do the same thing.
I'm going to adopt the
open and
flirp.
step back.
Yep.
I want to eat it.
No.
You already ate one thing today.
It moves out the cage and very cautiously starts moving around.
I message him, what about the others in here? What should we do with them?
I have no preference.
How much damage will they cause if we let them out here?
I think we should keep them. They make good specimens.
It's around. I don't like those sturges. And I think there's a certain amount of the rest wouldn't affect him in the slightest. Oh, except the cockatrice, which is dead. Because he can just float off.
Alright, well, how about we take them with us
Excellent idea, bro.
and we'll find someone who can look after them properly.
I know an inn that could look after some sturges.
Ah, yes.
Don't want to kill
And a rust
everybody.
monster.
So once I've collected armor and stuff, I'm going to load it on the cart that's there next to. I'm also going to go through the flame dude, but also as a to try and win over the displacer beast, gonna dismember some people. Gonna get me a bag of limbs.
Bag of legs.
This place is like this. I like.
So yeah, it looks like it's it's still a blur. It looks like it's sort of stopped eating, but you go and give it the limbs, and it sort of starts nudging around them. It's a couple of the most tasty victuals.
Like him. And then I'll get the armor off the one he was eating.
Yeah, it's pretty ruined leather armor.
That's fine.
The two who had the flaming swords have breastplates and shields. The crossbows, they have swords that look pretty burnt up now. You can still use them, but they're not super sharp or anything.
What condition is the Alucard in?
It looks like it's been hit with some fire magic, so pretty poor.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere.
Nah, it looks like they disabled the cart pretty vigorously, and just from as the smoke's starting to clear a bit, you look around. Looks like they took out part of the cart in the initial attack, while they set off they put down logs and set them on fire as well. But when the cart lost the wheel and collapsed, a couple of the cages fell down and broke.
Right, I'm gonna start transferring the cages over to Alpha then.
Well, it's a cart. Just get me and Truedream to lift it up, chuck the wheel back on, hammer it back on.
No, I think
Yeah,
it's
but-
burnt, so it's gonna break.
Oh,
We
it's
move
the
it.
cart.
The next question
Yeah.
is, what beasts ran away? Or are they all accounted for?
They look pretty much all accounted for. You think there was probably another cockatrice that's run away?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a cart.
So both ran away. What are you talking about?
You guys got there pretty soon after the attack started.
We let the other one fester and kill some people, and then we're like, we come back and slay it.
I start lifting cages out of the cart and taking them back to the main cart.
So,
You never know when cages can come in handy. Says the
what will you do now? I speak the flump.
float back underground.
Can you get there nearby?
I think so.
Do you need us to go with you?
So
Make
this
sure you're
is
safe.
telepathic one direction, by the way. Yeah. It's a long way. I'll travel at night.
Well, if you're sure you'll be safe.
That's just what it says.
Well, we know our way underground. We will be going back there sometime soon.
Ooh.
You could come with us if you like.
So it changes colour slightly to green. I like the sound of that.
It's dangerous, but I think once you're underground, you'll be able to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Alright, come on then.
Did I find Zed's body?
Yeah, it's at the front of the cart.
I mean, rifle through his pockets and stuff.
Sure.
Was he a human?
Yeah, he was a human. Sort of a shorter, evolved guy. He has you find about 150 gold on his person. He has like a crossbow and a sword, one crossbow and a mace. He also has a whip. That just like a pretty standard whip.
You know what? That could come in handy. Yeah, I'll take the whip.
Now you want all the animals.
I thought I'll put it in my bag.
What was it? One of the
See if there's any documents on it or anything. Like a notebook of how to handle the animals or any concept.
roll investigation.
When we need to feed them, I'm just going to offer them different meats that I've grabbed over time.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And see what takes.
I'll just bake them some bread.
You look around, you don't find any sort of notes or anything like that. In fact, you feel like he's clearly not carrying enough stuff. But one other thing you do find that just sort of is resting like on the shelf behind is a pole about that big.
What do the ends look like?
One end looks like it has a little like metal thing at the end. The other end just looks pretty normal.
Molbath, I'm guessing I'm rifling through his corpse while they're doing cage stuff.
I mean, I'm specifically lifting and moving them.
So you can just get an instruction, I'll just be like, Molbath, and just kind of lean it out the side.
Look at it.
Kind of check.
23.
It appears to be a very minor magic item. There's dwarven runes written very small on it. Can you speak Dwarvish?
I do.
Nope.
You see him looking, you look down. It says the dwarven probe.
I'm sorry, what?
Probe.
So, probe.
Try saying it out loud.
What's that?
How are you holding the device when you say that?
I think he's still holding it.
Yeah,
No,
he's
no.
still-
I thought you just held it out to him.
Yeah.
To look at.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, then I guess I'm kind of midway down the half from turn it back to look at it and say probe.
So you see the metal up as this as about 9 feet of pole just out in the 1 foot you're holding. And there's now a 10-foot pole with a metal sort of bit at the end.
What do I know about Ross monsters? Would this possibly be a way to feed it?
I mean, there's a bit of metal at the end, but it's not iron. And you probably don't actually know enough about rush monsters for me to say that.
That's right. I'll probe. Say it again.
How do you know Dwarvish?
Because I know Common, Elvish, and
I mean,
Dwarvish.
how's your character know Dwarvish?
The 3 most common languages.
But what's the background for him knowing?
I was trained to use them as they're the most likely things I would have to know.
Okay. Fair enough.
Back in the college
So you don't know
days.
the Dwarvish culture, you just know the language.
I just know the language.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like a metal pole that comes
Yeah.
shoots out. That's handy.
But it is a magical toy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Miskelander gets it. Dwarf says, "Oh, what's this?" Reads it out.
I have many functions for it. Fucking monkey, fucking Goku's pole.
It's Son Wukong. Yes, I'm Son Goku.
I'll probably get Truedream to put the copter's body on the cart as well.
How much is left?
Oh, I just went straight for the heart.
Yeah.
I was going to feed the rest of it to a new cat-like friend.
No, we have people for that.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but maybe it's bored of eating people and wants to eat
You do
other things.
feel.
Yeah, but I feel I could sell this body. I can't.
You
sell
do
it
feel
for
you've
once.
taken the essence of the animal or creature into yourself.
Yeah.
Did you want to hold the money that I found on Zed?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take 10 gold out of it, so I'll give you 140.
Well, shall we then?
10 gold's all I need.
I suppose so. I've loaded all the animals onto the cart and kept them away from the body.
Alright, let's get going.
So you guys are headed on to Summit Hall?
And specifically keeping the animals separate from the body so there's like some distance. Just in case someone tries to have a nibble.
They can't get out of the cages because they're all.
Most of the cages look especially made for them.
Oh, good.
Does the displaced beast seem keen to follow with my bag of treats?
It is following, yes.
Because you're sitting on the back of the cart throwing a finger off every now and then.
Especially that role, and because you've been trained as a paladin, but this place of beasts are lawful evil, same as Bane, intelligent enough. They stay with strong masters who give them rewards.
Yeah, I wasn't lying when I said it suited my aesthetic.
And it's they have that cruel element to them as well.
I'm waiting for the dare that says it's asleep. Go eat it. What could go wrong?
Like that'd be like wings out and wanting to that's it. Who fucking killed my cat?
Oh no, your cat will be there in the morning.
So you are travelling down the road
Hey, road.
towards Summit Hall. Yes, Desserin Road. After most of a day, it's coming towards dusk again. You all can have short rests if you want.
Yep.
I'll just sort of pull an apple out and start eating it. Look at the flump from. Oh, do you need something to eat?
I am eating, thank you.
Oh,
Just telepathically into your head.
okay. Want a bite?
I'll pull the seed. Yeah, I'd take a bite, pull the seed out, stick it in the ground. Bit of druid crap. Scraps.
Emissos apple seed. Eventually, you see in the distance a large keep. has a large banner on top of it that is a torch crossed with a sword, and which is the same as the symbol on the armor you have. There are a series of torches around. You see there are people on the not so much walls, but an outer parapet. It's not like a former castle. You guys start approaching, and we will take our break there. So
Sounds
join us back in 10-15 minutes to find out what happens next.
Bye.
I'm gonna think of a name for it.
not. Any moment.
Bullshit! He's got 3 nipples.
Welcome back. For some reason, you've decided to return.
Sorry.
Hey, don't do that's bad psychology. You've got to say, of course you came back because this is fantastic.
And the support number for the mental health line will be...
Well, I'll hand this Displays the Beast card over to you. I'll kind of tell you what it does, but
It's a beast at this
if it does get into a fight, you know, you can roll for it.
Kitty. Aww, pretty.
I know, and I hide it behind a blur effect.
Is it fully grown?
Yeah.
Big
It was a pretty good card this guy had.
If I wasn't,
Multiple large creatures.
yeah, right, this.
It was basically a caravan.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, B double. So you guys are approaching this keep. You see the banner on it. You know it to be Summit Hall according to your map. The sun is setting. In fact, I'll say it's just after dusk as you actually pull up to the gates, but they're closed. But you see people up on the wall and around.
Alright, well,
Brother, perhaps you should do the talking.
I can do the talking if you wish.
Go on then. This should be good.
Truedream, can I have a hand of body, please?
Yes.
Dump it unceremoniously on the ground. This is yours, we want out of that.
Walk it over very gently to the gates and then sit it down. And I'll stand there and wait for somebody to.
You see someone in full armor look over. Like, not full knight's armor, looks more like a man at arms or something like that. So he goes, "What is the meaning of this?"
Evening. I am a paladin of Bane and I have come in the name of honor to return one of your brethren.
Make a persuasion check. You get advantage to one of his presence there. Actually, no, just straight.
That was the wrong choice.
You have chosen poorly.
That is 17.
You have chosen wisely.
Oh wait, sorry, did you say persuasion?
Yeah.
That is 19. Sorry, I read my deception.
You are deceived.
He looks down and goes, "Wait there." You hear him leave. Eventually the door opens up and you see a knight step forward. He has shield out. You see that same symbol on it, sword sheathed. Yes. I hear there's champion of Bane here.
Yes.
But you bring in one of our dead.
Yes.
Explain yourselves.
We have been beseeched by somebody who wishes the return of one of the bodies that you currently hold. They wish that the corpse be entombed near them, and we bring this body in trade.
Make another persuasion check. Give you advantage.
That's a 14, which is pretty good off of a 9.
It is. Yes. He looks down. Is that Sir Elrock?
I do not know his name, but I'll cast light my sword over him.
See him look down, and as you cast a light, you see there's a couple of man-at-arms behind him. They have their crossbows, but they're like lowered, but they're still nearby. He leans forward and looks under the helm. Goes, "You wonder what happened to him." Wait here for just a moment. I need to consult.
Of course.
So he heads inside. About 15 minutes go past.
Sword down, and I'll kneel next to the body.
And comes back. There's a Lady Stormbanner would speak to you. Please come inside. Our people will take Sir. What's his name?
So what's his face?
Sir Elrock.
If you wish. And I'll click over to the displacer beast to see if he follows me. Comes over to me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Shall I follow you or wait here?
I believe everyone is expected, correct?
You are all welcome.
I can go in by myself if that is necessary.
No, you brought back one of our dead. You are welcome.
Alright.
Very well.
I'll head in.
I beckon to the others to follow.
Oh, it's interior. It's a bit like underground. Better than out here, huh? Let's go.
So he leads you inside to the hall itself. Doors open. Step forward. Says. Then a sort of like Mr. Herald walks forward. He's asked you all to say what your name is. You can write it down.
Oh, okay.
He goes, name and titles, please.
I really enjoyed reading that out.
Yeah. So this guy's like grey streaks through his hair, staff. It's got the bit on the end and the like little rings around it. So if he there's a shot at the bottom, so if he hits the ground, it'll make a noise. It's wearing a very fine surcoat.
Just standing there, patting the cat.
It's getting side eyes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like.
Patting that thing must have been interesting. Like,
Your hand gets vibrated.
yes. You asked the wrong people to write down their titles, haven't you?
Brett has not. I know exactly what I'm getting myself into.
Every time I have to say my last name, it's like, shit.
I'm not 100% sure how you say that. But neither does that guy, so that's convenient. Okay, now I gotta work out vaguely what order to introduce yourselves.
Oh, actually, I should probably include the cleric of bean shit on mine. Hang on. I realise that probably.
Everybody's got the most long-winded
You're
fucking...
first.
How can I be first?
I've literally got
That's in order of
words.
importance.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm first.
So Tia, do you know much about Tia? I'm curious.
Uh,
Roll religion check.
I mean, 5 probably would, but
Yeah.
9.
If you mention Bane, I'm assuming they put you straight on the short list of the least important.
One thing you do know about him is he's known as the maimed god, because he's one thing the priests of Bane would actually, well, the cleric, like respect about Tia is he challenged Ao, the supreme god, the god, the creative being. And he was just like, yeah, this is fucked up. Explain this rule to me. And he was like, nope, you're blind. But he also lost his hand in a fight against some beast.
Yeah.
So he's known as the maimed god because he's short of hand.
Yeah.
So eventually the doors open up and you're all told to wait. The herald steps forward and you'll see that there's a series of tables around. There's a high table up, probably about 30 people in total, plus a number of just hangers-ons around the edges of the room, servants and the like. They're looking expectantly at the door. At the centre of the high table is a woman in her 60s, all wiry muscle, fairly short cropped, very almost white, grey hair, stern expression on her face, wearing surcoat and like, very noble robes, or clothes. And the herald steps forward and goes, what's her name? Lady Ushan Stormbatter, may I present to you Emissos, the not as good as Emharis or Molbath, but still pretty good.
Oh my god.
He's alright.
And he looks at you and he's like, and he sort of like, and he points at like there's a table cleared, that's sort of not at the high table, but it's like the closest table. So
Okay.
it looks like, yeah, it's been hastily cleared.
Alright. I will wander in, confused. Oh no, I guess coming from a snobby background, I'd sort of, seen this thing before.
Yeah, you've been forced to watch
So,
it.
wander in, sit down.
Emharis Vernthide. I don't know how you pronounce it, is it?
Beneath.
Emharis Beneath, the magnificent wizard extraordinaire, conjurer of magics, and bringer of the incredible. Incredulity, sorry.
Not even a word. That was pretty incredulous. My lady.
So she's just like, nod, does she say that?
Just
Um,
What's the cutlery like? Like, is there...
Are you're... It's all very nice. It's like noble stuff. Not as good as elves, but... Yeah, they're watching you very closely, but when did you get a chance?
No, just the second that they're all watching people coming, a fork goes missing.
Chiefess Doruthi, Truedream.
Daffy.
It's a you.
Yeah, Daffy. Daffy.
Chiefess. I was like, stop interrupting you, you peasants. It doesn't say that. Chiefess Doruthi, Truedream, Anakalavia, of Clan Anakalavia, Cleric of Bane. People are like, ooh, but this is still,
I just.
One guy going,
She said, don't know why I'm clever here.
She just kind of quietly just nods and then just slowly plods over to the spot and sits delicately.
Molbath, Lord of Lance Rock, Grand Necromancer of the Arcane Arts. It's just dead silence.
And me.
Can I add black in front of mine as well?
One of the second part or the first part?
Second part.
It's alright, I'll be clapping for you. And then look at my hands and then realise you don't have one and then clap a little bit more.
5. The Black Hand of Bane.
And I'm just sauntering.
give him a clap.
As you sort of take a step in, let's see here. Returner of our dead. And there's golf clap.
I'm adding that to my title. Returner of their dead.
You can do it on their own feet. Allegedly. So you'll move to sit down. You see this woman stand up. She's not a particularly big person, but just as you look at her, she's made of steel. Some people just give that impression. She steps up and walks around the high table, back to in front of where she was. She reaches over, picks up a loaf of bread, and gestures to a servant as she approaches, and the servant comes over and picks up like a bowl. Walks up to you, breaks the bread, hands you a segment.
I'll take it.
She holds out her hand, the servant places it in. She moves it forward and it's salt.
I'll take a pinch.
Yeah. We welcome you under our hall to the rites of hospitality. She turns around and walks back. She sits down. People are glaring at you guys, basically.
Throw salt in my mouth and then eat bread.
I'm protected! I'm protected! So food is brought out. It's a very hearty meal. Not literally, they take the hearts out.
Yeah, I figure this is a well-cooked meal.
But there are like hearts as in deer and a lot of like game and things like that. It's a very well-stocked larder they must have here. Wine's brought out. People don't make an effort to talk to you. They just continue with their meal.
Well, are any of you making an effort to talk to them?
Oh,
No. I'm just basically what they say.
You've basically got their own table. Perception if you're trying to eavesdrop.
I am going to happily enjoy a nice meal.
Can I do it for my raven and get advantage?
Is your raven flying randomly around the room?
No, he's sitting on my shoulder.
No, that was more because it was... Normally when like your raven's ahead of the group up, I'll give you advantage because it's in
He just has advantage of perception.
Just get up to like walk around on the ground under the tables.
for hearing or just sight? Or
I think just sight.
Hearing and sight, I think it is for
Yeah.
birds.
sure, that's the right sort.
Yep, doesn't matter.
After all
I think he's worse than me.
that, anyone else eavesdropping?
No.
Truedream just appreciates nice things again.
So what did you actually end up getting?
11.
No. You do hear, probably everyone does, you hear sort of a booming male voice going, "Who do these people think they are?" And then you're like, "Shh, I've been invited in."
Yeah.
I'm basically gonna split the meat with my cat.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'll eat a bit of the meat and the potatoes and whatever.
One for
So I'll just like fling a steak over.
I'm going to shuffle over next to Five because everything's overcooked and just sort of in front of the cat.
Smack it with the flat end of my sword.
A couple of the hounds come over as other people sort of sneak them food and stuff. More food than a peasant gets when it comes to meat, but like they're hunting hounds and so forth. And they come over and Space Beast is like, then they leave. You eventually see, Lady Stormbanner stand up, and everyone just goes quiet. And well, she doesn't stand up. She just sort of makes a slight tap with her with her goblet, and everyone goes quiet. So, 5 Black Hand of Bane. I hear you have a request to make of us as well.
He wants a kiss.
You can wait till after dinner if that is more to your liking.
We are nearly done.
I would like to request the body of Salamar Khaldun.
If I'm sitting across from him, so my back's to her, I'm going to be pulling faces at him. Go.
Someone literally splits out their wine. Like you hear like clang, like
As I
Basically what I was expecting. It's the, well,
there's a bit of silence. I knock a goblet off the table.
take a big sip of wine.
a bold request to ask for our entombed founder's dead body.
Yes, well, after a long time, we have found some portion of his lineage that would like it entombed near them.
You can see that does strike some nerve with a just make a persuasion check, disadvantage, because yeah.
That's one that was done good for me before.
Do you
Where'd you
own
go?
one that
It's the
does
big
that?
one. I stole it and burnt it.
I wouldn't trust it.
I don't think he owns one that does that.
Alright. Alright.
Harsh but fair.
I rolled 2 8s.
Just
It wanted to be an 8.
But that's 13.
She's takes like a big sip of a drink, or like a big gulp of her wine. You better tell me the whole story.
I'd rather that happened in private. Or at least a smaller audience.
By my oath, none here will reveal your secrets. Spoken in relation to this matter. See if you're unhappy faces, but all the knights and the men at arms will nod. A couple of the squires around as well.
It is wise to speak.
Neck the whole glass. Usher over another bottle.
It is wise to speak. They deserve to know.
Wow. Anyone else to say on this, Molbath?
Just tell him.
A Lich, ancient, has entreated us for our lives to return this body so it may be entombed near him as it is his brother.
Oh. Interesting.
He seemed like he wanted earnestly the body to be kept near him.
So not an ancient lich then?
Well, by my standards, quite old.
She looks over at him. So perhaps not by all of your standards. Our founder died 2-3 centuries ago.
It's beyond my lifespan.
This
Give
is
Emharis a pencil. Quick, draw a moustache.
it's a delicate matter. She sort of looks in the air. And you just hear she mouths. She doesn't outright say something. People want to try to read what she's saying. Perception check.
Yep.
Sure.
Look, my bad.
I'm messaged the prompt and asked if we can tell what she's thinking.
16.
I also got 16.
22.
There we go.
I rolled a 19.
What do I do with the flump card?
Do you want
The
to roll with
flump
advantage?
who's telepathic just goes,
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain they can just intercept telekinetic conversations.
Yep.
I think I knocked it on the ground. I know that is.
I was trying to see if I could find the card.
oh, the pink one's in my fucking... Oh, no, it's fine.
You don't own any good dice. What are you worried about?
So what? Who got it above 15? Every fucking everyone.
Except the guy who
It's super
So
unsolid.
you guys all. She sort of exclaims, "Are you sure?" You hear. Oh, the flump says, "Someone said I wish to be reunited with my brother."
Just like collected like the four of us go,
So the flump only telepathically says to him, one person at a time.
we got the are you
Are you
Yeah.
sure? It's like,
And conveniently, I'm halfway through moving like another spoon into my pocket as 4 of them go,
Our message to say, can you relay for me anything we're not hearing?
The flump says, someone is explaining that if it is his brother's wish, he wishes to be returned, but only if they know they will hold to their oaths. So yeah, she's still looking in the air. She turns around. Yes. I think I can do this. How do I know though that you're capable?
We brought yours back to you.
our lives depend on it.
Both very true.
Well, his lives depend on it.
Do you require,
Ours is more like, yeah.
Probably.
do you require a show of strength of some sort?
I think that would be best.
Molbath, looks like you're up.
Yeah. Is it alright if we spend the night here and we deal with this tomorrow? It's been we had to deal with some bandits on the road.
it was a long journey. We would appreciate the continued hospitality.
Well, you are safe here until this matter resolves. And good for dealing with the bandits.
Not
That's
just
one thing that Tyr and Bane have in common, is the desire to return laws to the land.
Well, they unfortunately, it's not just regular bandits these days. Cults popping up around the place.
Yes. I've seen. Very well, let us finish our meals and we shall rejoin tomorrow in the courtyard.
As you wish.
The meal continues fairly quietly. You see a few people come up and whisper counsel to her. General impression is, but why? But she's fairly stern, steadfastly just says, no.
Just dead silence.
Yeah,
it's on we all just.
And people, it sort of gets very quiet, like, you know, it's Christmas and the family's argued and everyone's just eating and ready to go.
There are discussions to be had before the morning. I suggest we turn in for the night.
Of course.
I go check on the cart first.
carts outside, unless you brought it in.
Oh, we brought it in.
Yeah.
Well, into the gates anyway.
Yeah. It would have been stabled.
Yeah.
Your horses look like they've been groomed, given decent feed.
I cast alarm on the cart and then I go back inside.
Yeah. You are given acceptable quarters. This is
What's the terrain like around here?
it's on the top of a small hill.
Top of you? Yep.
I'll go with Molbath to check on the cart, but I'll ask Nordrin. Got his name again.
Oh yeah, Norden. He's still around, yeah.
Yeah. I'll ask him if he needs any help with like taking care of the animals and stuff. And ask him what to do. If like, do I need to feed the rust monster? Why?
He sort of steps back from the rust monster.
Not you.
I'm going to be roaming the grounds, basically asking people as they see, which way to the kitchens.
You'll get directed. Nordum's responds, knowledge of animal care, negative.
Is there anything on the rust monster's like glass cage to
How to
like,
feed.
It does look like there are gaps in it, yeah, and it looks like there's some faint rusted dust around the cage.
we picked up all the shitty weapons from the bandits before, so I'll just like slot in like a sword a little bit.
Yeah, you see like antennas go, like the sort of feathered antennas, and reach up and touch the sword. The sword starts disintegrating where it's touched. It seems happier, but it also like numbs a bit on like the dust as it comes down. But
I'll drop a bit of bandit limb into the carrion crawler's cage. Was there anything else in there?
the sturges.
Put my arm in there.
Yeah, you take like 15 hit points damage.
Yeah. Oof. I'm on 1 hit point.
I think that's how they actually do per round. Yeah, on average they do 5 hit points a round. So they would just jab the proboscises in your arm, just.
And it's just like, you can pull my arm out. Oh, 3 hit points back. Well, actually, 4 hit points back now. And I think that's all the animals taken care of, so then we'll just continue upstairs with everyone.
So yeah, you guys have very Spartan rooms. They're near each other, but they're not connected or anything like that.
Well, meeting in Emharis' room.
I'm just jumping on the bed. Oh,
The flump is going. Propelling itself around with gas.
I wasn't expecting you so soon. Thank you for coming. You're probably wondering why I've gathered you all here.
I mean, you said discussions.
Yes. That's why you're here.
I'm in the kitchen, so your problem.
I believe the spirit of the Lich's brother is still here and still active.
That's who she was talking to.
Yes.
It would make sense after all they are liches.
My friend here can hear what the spirit has to say. We need to communicate with it. We can, I believe, if we can find out where it is.
Well, I don't think that's actually necessary.
It might give us some pretty valuable information.
There's going to be a test of strength tomorrow. I'm gathering either we'll all be involved in it, or if it is strength-based, either me or Truedream will take care of it.
I'm more talking about when we get back to his brother. We don't really know what we're facing once we complete this task.
Well, I doubt he would go all of this trouble to have the body recovered within his brother's wishes to just kill us for doing it.
He doesn't seem to care that much about us.
No.
Well, yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think he'd bother wasting his time killing us once we complete the task.
That's wishful thinking, but it's best we be safe.
Well, we either complete it or we don't. Either way.
It's just as likely that we will return it, he'll let us go, and then one day he gets bored and just finds us and kills us. We've got no guarantee we'll be safe at all.
No, but if we speak to his brother, we can get an insight on that.
To be fair, it is actually in his best interest to keep us safe. He may actually be watching us this whole time.
I think we're safe in here if he couldn't even get out of his room to come and get his brother himself.
Well, he didn't want to be taken by force, that was the issue.
Either way, there's no harm in finding out about what is potentially your enemy, and this is probably the only way we can really do it.
If you have a way, try what we might.
Does it matter? You can still talk to him once we get out on the road.
Oh yes, I'm not saying we need to do it right now, but I'm just letting everyone know that.
Well, we've got a few days. I'm sure it'll be fine if we try and hash it out on the road.
I wonder if he knows what his brother's become.
I think he's aware. I mean, well, I did just say in an open room, the Lich.
But
If he was conversing with her, maybe he has some kind of awareness of the area.
it's been 300 years. His brother could be very different from what he remembers.
He seems to earnestly care for him.
I guess we'll find out.
That much I'm at least sure about.
Alright, well I suppose everyone else better get some rest.
True. I'll be sleeping in the stables.
I'll be practicing my bed jumping. No point hiding it now. Don't have much else to do.
I'll go down there with the big cat because I don't really want to share a bed or a room with a giant cat that isn't house trained.
You get nibbled on during the night.
So you guys sleep in everyone the kitchen stuff?
Yeah, kitchen. Whilst in the kitchen, I'm going to request. I noticed that we had some sort of deer or elk or whatever it was for tea.
They hand you like some more.
No, I want.
leftovers.
Yeah, and I'm going to explain to them that I want the offal, the insides for a particular pet.
Make a persuasion check.
You're trying to bribe his cat.
No, I think he's trying to...
No, I'm trying to stop the fucking cat from eating you while you sleep.
He's cool.
Yeah, 4. It's
I've only given him a taste for people.
Fine.
That's me.
What are the sort of head chefs?
They're the ones who need to be worried.
Sorry,
I've trained
sir. Everything here is all the offal is not fit for relax yourself.
I didn't say it was for human consumption.
You can't.
Just say it's for the giant cat. That was
Yeah, and I'm going to say, it's a giant cat. I'd rather not have a beast.
Don't push it. Fancy Gordon Ramsay's about to come out and tear you to shreds.
Roll insight. I'll give you advantage for this.
The fucking bass is fucking raw!
Good! Nat 20.
Yeah, because this has been you when you were a kid.
Yeah.
These guys are taking stuff home.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to take the dinner from. Sorry, sir, we can't give you that.
Someone's got to feed their kids.
I'm going to pull out a few gold coins
They changed the tone of the conversation immediately.
and just slide them across the offal and pick up the bag of offal.
Yep.
And just
The offering.
Yeah, and just the heart, and
Yep.
I'm going to consume the heart of. I'm assuming it's an elk or a deer, or we'll find out later, no doubt.
Later.
And ask which way the child of Bane went.
What?
Or whatever he is, the
Black
dude
Hand of
Black Hand of Bane.
They look something scared. Who's here? What?
Go, no, not this way, turn around.
Sweet dreams.
Basically,
The champion of Bane sleeping in stables? What the fuck?
basically, I'm going to terrorize the entire fucking mansion, fort, whatever this is.
It turns out you don't have to go too much further. Because there were people in the. Clearly, the gossip hasn't quite got back to the kitchens yet. But about the third person you ask directs you up to the rooms where you guys were assigned.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Yeah, well, he's not there, so then I'll make my way down to the stables, because he would have said they're at the stables. Get down there, bit of animal handling on the flicky.
Roll it. Yeah.
Yeah. But present it as if it's from 5, because it's his pet. Basically, yeah. And then have it get real shitty that there's no heart in there. And it's like, fuck it, I'll eat heart. And I was like, it's on, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Utterly confused by this entire exchange.
It's everything's fun. Dawn comes, and those of you outside hear some, because the stables are sort of right in the courtyard, you hear them starting to get organised. About half a candle past dawn, or half an hour past dawn, you hear horn as you see it blowing in the courtyard.
Ah, we're under attack. I start running down the stairs very sorely because I was jumping on the bed all night to try and cure my insanity from not being able to sleep.
I'll come out with the sables, feed the cat a little bit, check on the animals.
Yep. They're all basically as they were. The food that was near the carrying crawler is gone.
Is there a warhorse in the stables?
There's many warhorses in the stables.
There's no Emharis anywhere near the stables to tell me off?
Oh yeah,
You are correct.
I'm tripping over the front doorsteps as I go down the stairs.
There are stable hands.
I'll behave.
So if you guys will gather, you see that pretty much most of the contingent of this place is formed like a large circle in the courtyard. See Lady Stormbanner standing in the middle of the courtyard. She is wearing this brilliant suit of plate armour. You suspect magical just by how intricate it is. Silver with gold embossing and scroll work and the like around it. You see various runes of protection on it. She doesn't have a helmet on, but it is sort of biased. Well, clearly her second is holding it. She doesn't have a weapon on her. She sees you approaching, and as people see her look at you, a gap is made in the crowd.
I walk through with my cat.
You kitty, kitty, kitty.
She allows this. Well, they allow it, and you both walk in.
Oh boy.
Is anybody else from my party out there currently?
I'm here.
There's people in the crowd from the party, yeah. I think everyone is by this point.
Okay.
Trying to be nondescript. Put up. Yeah, I'll follow you in.
I'm over by the cot though.
Yeah.
I'm like as close as possible where if I am asked to fight as well, I just step inside, but otherwise I'm just on the edge.
You've noticed there are clerics of tier here, like 2. Yeah. As you move in there with your beast, says, just you.
If you wish it, or the rest of us can be a part of this.
Choice is yours.
I'll scan around. Depends on the terms.
To surrender or to down?
I'm no match for you.
I know. You hear a bit of cheering as she says that.
I can go till I drop, I guess, and I'll just throw the sheath onto the ground and pull the sword out.
Yeah, she holds her hand out before her, like her hands up like that. And you see her brows are furrowed just slightly, and a great sword appears in her hand. Weighs her arms down slightly. You see a very large, sort of dull grey metal, but there's a slight shimmer across it that's golden. Only at certain like angles of the light.
And here I am with my second-hand sword.
She does say, I did expect that your allies would be assisting you.
Well, honestly, I don't think we'd be able to get much farther than a couple of hits on you.
True. She moves into a defensive posture. And, yeah. She goes, whenever you wish, begin. Initiative.
I should have cast a shield of faith on you before this started.
You still... Oh wait, does it touch?
I mean, if you get close to the edge, I can cast it on you.
You could have if you wanted to.
I was going to say, walk up to her and give her your coat.
Because like, she's not moving to attack, so he could walk over to you and you could do it. And then...
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll just walk over and
Just like...
high five.
I just walk up to Molbath and be like, remember when we came in last night and he said he'd do the talking? Told you this would be good.
Shield of faith.
I bet you a coin she downs with one hit.
Oof, I'm not taking that action.
You'll have an armor class of 19.
Yep. and an initiative of 6.
I'm gonna.
Should I roll separately for my displacer piece?
I rolled a natural 20. But you might as well.
Before the fight starts, I'm going to back my way out through the crowd and then basically run through the castle like an idiot, screaming out, "There's a fight in the courtyard!"
Never mind, we got the exact same initiative.
That's committed. So with her initiative, she stands there, continuing this defensive posture. You make a perception check.
That is 15.
You see she's standing still, but her fingers are moving like a rhythmic pattern on the hilt of her greatsword. You suspect she's casting magic. And she waits for you.
Alright. This is gonna be a test of me and my displacer beast.
And also how much it does like
Do
you.
you have counterspell, brother?
I do not.
Pathetic wizard. Unbelievable.
I'm going to pat the displacer beast and then usher him at her, but kind of.
They were bred to be fey hunting dogs. He goes around. He knows what it's doing.
And I will. I guess I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself. So I become 38.
So you see the shield ice go across your armor. She smiles a bit and continues to wait. You see that she taps out the same rhythmic thing. Whatever she's doing, it's probably a cantrip. It doesn't last very long.
And then as me and my displacer beast turn around each other, I'm gonna rush her.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, fuck it, I'm going in for a swing.
Sure, she's dodging.
Yep.
Oof.
That's a 10 and a natural 1. But I will also attack with my displacer beast.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 14s, so that's a 20 to hit.
That will hit.
And that's 5 bludgeoning damage and 6 piercing damage, so 11 damage for the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is 2 16s.
Nice. Good pet. Best boy.
And that's 6 and 6, so 12.
And she's dead. Well done.
Insta-kill!
Anthony's character is going to go stand on the side, just go, "I'm going to fucking wait here."
So you charge her, she sidesteps and just pushes you on with the flat of her blade, and there's laughter, and she sort of poses just that little bit. And this place just steps around and just goes, gets 2 solid hits against her. They don't seem to do that as much as they should. She turns around and swings at the beast.
That's embarrassing.
Actually, she casts a spell and then swings at the beast. That's going to hit.
Yep, with its AC of 13.
Ooh, maybe I should have cast a chill.
Like displacer beast, isn't there a disadvantage to hit a displacer beast?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just 2 hits. It takes 7. What's that? 13. 15 slashing damage.
That's right. It's got 85.
And as her sword hits, there's a burst of brilliant golden light that takes another 6 radiant damage.
Oh.
And then she returns, not to the same defensive position, but she's still being cautious.
That was another how much?
6.
6, alright.
And so you guys see for the first time this thing stop shimmering. And it's a giant panther being, there's 6 legs at the front, 2 at the back, and 2 tentacle limbs across it.
Yep.
As well as 2 tails, I think. Back to you.
Avatar and Bulbasaur.
I'm gonna swing, and I'm guessing she's still. Wait, she's
not dodging.
Sick.
You can add plus 10 once.
It's a 2.
I mean, you think Bang would want to hit her.
Yeah,
Probably,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not wasting on a 2.
Yeah.
And
Probably
the
good.
Displacer Beast. So 2 attacks. That's a 2 and an 8. Yeah, that's my turn.
She's more cautious now. You're both on the same side. You basically parries with the sword. She is going to swing at you. As she does, as she swings again, she's casting that spell again, which is, I think that's going to hit. What's her AC?
19.
Yeah.
Question from the background: can I cast Bless?
That was the one.
You lose Sanctuary. I mean, Shield of Faith.
Okay.
You take 11 hit points. 13 hit points of damage, like magical slashing damage, and 6 radiant.
She takes 5 points of cold damage.
She does. That looks like it's the first thing that has properly hurt her.
So that was like 18 or what?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
You could bless both him and the Displacer Beast, though.
Don't you have
That is true.
resistance to radiant?
And necrotic.
Okay.
Ah, yeah.
I thought it was both. Anyway, that was the old version.
Oh no, I have. I'm resistant to radiant and necrotic because of the scourge one.
Well, yeah, so you might have had that.
Oh yeah, no, so it is just the Asme one. So Celestial was radiant and necrotic, so that last bit would have been halved.
Alright. So that's her turn.
So it's half of 6 to 3.
So I get
3.
3. Alright.
So once again, she hits you now, and you see that golden burst of light, but your part angelic form just, yeah.
Meh.
Crowd cheers, but not as much as they were a moment ago.
They're unsettled.
I will take another swing.
There we go.
So 17? Yeah. 17?
You get past her guard, but in doing so, you hit like the edge of her armor and it skirts off.
As it starts to like skirt, I'm going to like channel divinity and just like drive it home.
Yeah.
And I will also throw a smite into it.
Why not?
Seems appropriate.
Yeah. Not bad. Oh, that's perfect. That's
Can you split the slashing up with from the rest?
Yep. So that's 13 slashing.
Yep. Yep.
And 10 radiant. And Displacer Beast. That's a 7, and the 16 is the 10. So
To hit.
the 10 is 16 or what?
No.
Dang.
So just watching and having seen her cast a spell, can you make another Arcana check?
I'm guessing it's something like True Strike.
12?
Plus or just 12?
Just 12.
No, because it's a wizard spell, so you don't know. I don't think Warlock's
Greatest
spell.
wizard in the party.
Yeah. No.
I thought you were a sorcerer.
Everything needed to be in more.
Obviously a bard.
Yeah.
Once she casts the spell once again, and then swings at the Displacer Beast, and hits like the wrong thing, the wrong shadow, and just goes to the ground. And the ground poof, blows away with the radiant. You don't get the impression she's like doing a smite or anything like that. It's part of the sword.
It's part of the sword, yeah. I was going to say you would have said I recognise the smite, which is disconcerting. I'm going to move around.
Yeah, she steps back as she does that. She steps back a little bit, not enough to get like attack opportunity, but just keeping you both at bay.
Gonna like split a little bit and then jump across each other.
Yep.
So natural 17, so 22 to hit,
That'll hit.
and I'll throw another smite into it because again it seems like I'll throw my last smite into it because again I need to deal damage to this bitch. And I can reroll them.
There we go.
So 9. What's that? It's 12. 12 slashing, so down to 6, and 8 radiant.
So both of you? Could you smite him in the displacer?
No,
No, that was just his.
that was just my smite. And 2 attacks is a 1 and a 9. He started off strong, but he's losing it.
She swings at you again. Hits.
Great.
17 slashing.
Oof.
And halved down to 4 radiant.
Okay, Jesus.
So 21 damage. You were just up.
So yeah, I've got 2 left.
You were just up.
Got 2 hit points left.
Yeah, then you see her sort of step back and she kind of grits her teeth a bit. And where there was a bit of fatigue, there is none. Well, a lot less. She reaches her second wind.
All right. I will lay on hands myself to put myself up to 22.
Nice.
And I'm still in melee with her, so
Take a dodge action.
I know that lay on hands is a dodge action. Is my action.
Dodge is bonus, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Then I'm going to stand there and take whatever she's about to throw at me, but I will attack twice with the displacer beast. I'll try and like see if we can take some room. Oh my god, that's better. So yeah, 22.
Will hit.
And that's 9. 12 points of bludgeoning and piercing the damage.
Yep. So she stands, looks at you again, sees that you're starting to fatigue, relying on your healing magics. See her look down at the sword and goes, I think we'll be able to protect you, but this is for me. She steps forward and swings at you again. And the sword just twists in her hands and she misses. Then she swings around and tries to bring it back. And it just misses again. Like you also know, like the sword's like,
Ooh.
and then she just gets it and she like gently but lets go and goes and like lands point first on the ground. She holds out her hand and a maul appears in it. And she swings with her third attack. I think it's going to hit. 20?
Oh, yep.
Oh, dang.
Quick, use shield.
What's that?
She does. For 11 in hit points.
That's right. I should have got 11.
This does not feel like a magical weapon.
That's right. In response to that, I'll just like stare at her and just like, and then just wings out.
Yeah.
So
Guns out, guns out.
charisma saving throw.
Yeah, she makes it.
But I deal necrotic damage if I get a chance to attack.
Truedream getting the base.
And then the displacer beast will attack twice.
Mm-hmm. Is that your full action to do those wings?
Yeah. Oh no, 2 3s. But it's my full action. But if they fail, then they have disadvantage to attack me.
Yeah, she just comes in and just solid blow on your side, knocks you a distance back, and you just collapse on the ground. How many hit points does the displacer beast have?
It has 54.
Left? Yeah?
Yeah, 54 left.
She just turns around and hits it. For 15 damage. It seems disinterested now that you've gone down and just pulls back and heads towards you and sort of half covers you.
It's a good kitty.
Yeah,
Was the crowd building as I was running through the whole place? You know?
Yeah.
No one's inside that building.
my second death save was a natural 20.
So there's a whole unattended stable.
No, the stable hands are still there because they can still see what's going on. But anyone who has a job inside is down watching.
Yeah,
So she sort of goes to the crowd and holds up most people are cheering. Not as loud as you think. Some people are looking at her at the sword that she threw away. Then you just your eyes
pull myself back off the ground.
and then you're like, yeah. As like the crowd just stops cheering as you get up, she just turns back around and looks at you.
4 hit points. I have 5 hit points. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's my turn. I'm just gonna stand there.
She sort of feels like you see her look around at the crowd. She gets a maul and she throws that to one side. Sort of does what you did.
But without wings?
Without wings. That's it. She does nothing.
Stare down contest?
Stare off, stare off, stare off.
You know, I really wish I didn't build this character this way. But because the wings are out, I have no control.
Once you're unconscious, you lose the wings.
True. But fuck it.
New character.
I'm gonna pick up the sword and
Your sword?
yeah, I'm gonna basically hold the hand in front of the cat to keep it behind me. I'm just gonna run forward.
Yep, go for it.
Actually, how far away is the sword she dropped?
Too far.
Damn.
You could dash up and grab it.
She dropped the sword.
The sword does seem to have a bit of a mind of its own.
Drop yours. Punch her in the face.
In before the sword is the brother Lich.
Too late. Too late.
It's like, it fell out of her hand. Should I go for it?
I was going to say, walk over to it. Don't run, just walk.
She seems to be ready to stay down.
Saunter.
Yeah, true. I'll walk over to it. I will just quickly dash over to it.
Yeah, so you walk at pace. You march over to it.
I'll walk like
You can pick it up if you want to try.
I'll give it a crack.
Yeah. Make a wisdom check.
a boy.
Check, not save.
Ooh.
Natural 19.
Yeah, you pick it up. The crowd's like, ooh.
I'll roll around, test it, Riddick style, just test the balance.
It doesn't look like it should be particularly well balanced, but it anticipates where your hand wants it to be, and it shifts into place.
Oh.
You've probably not handled a magical weapon before, like an actual plus magical weapon, and this definitely is.
I'll just go, nice, and then that's my turn.
Sheathe it and walk off.
Free weapon.
At that, she just looks at you and she frowns slightly. She just draws a diagram in the sky, in front of her, and gestures towards you. Can you make a dex save?
Yeah, because I'm great at these. Actually, I can.
Here we are.
Oh, actually, sorry, 16.
It was an actual 18, but it's rounded to 16.
That doesn't matter for a dex.
It's only stealth checks.
So yeah, she does a gesture in the air and then flips her hand across and an arc of fire just goes. You dodge most of it, so 5 halved. So what's that? 2 fire damage.
If
Does it hit the crowd?
No, it's not that long.
So I have 3 hit points left.
Make them count.
I'm charging her with her sword.
Yeah.
Screw it, why not?
You make a wisdom check.
10.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll try and attack.
I was going to say,
The Vorpal sword.
it is a +2 sword.
That was a natural 20.
I really
You
wish I
don't
had
get to
another
activate the radiant strike part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
smite. God, if I had another smite.
I really wish that was a Vorpal sword.
It would be all dead if it was.
Oh yeah, it would be worth it though. I'd take that with good grace.
That's 11. 23 points of damage.
So as you run up, you see sort of, she like waves her hand up in just a small gesture, and like a sort of force barrier appears in front of her, and you just step forward, and just cut through it with vengeance, and the sword, this magical edge through it. 27? That doesn't matter. You cut deeply into her. She steps back, shocked. Then steps back again. She doesn't look particularly hurt, but you see, she says, "If that is your wish, Sir Salama," and she kneels down in a gesture of surrender. "Very well, Hand of Bane, you win."
I'm just as shocked as she just was. I'm like, I was ready to just like be out cold in like 2 seconds. I'm just like, can I go to give her sword back?
As she reaches up, it moves slightly out of her grip.
Towards you.
She goes, and you see her sort of like look at the sword and frown. It's like, "So Salama would prefer if you kept him with his body and defend his corpse." She says this with gritted teeth.
I will do my best.
"You better."
Oh my king, I'm seeing like a village out in the stables.
The crowd,
I'll offer her a hand up and
she accepts it and stands up, and the crowd
The dead
actually
guys-
clap. They're not like cheering or anything like that, but they're actually
the dead
No
guys-
one's up on their side.
and then I'll just like kind of like hit the floor.
And cast healing.
yeah. So you walk up and cast healing.
I'm just like,
You see a cleric of Tyr walk up and cast healing on her as well. Everyone
I should
starts
probably actually roll.
gossiping. So what have you done during this
Oh,
time?
I wanted to go shank a horse, but
There must have guns around.
yeah, I know.
There was like an entire castle that was empty though.
Instead, you shank
Sorry?
There was like basically an entire keep that was empty.
Yeah, so, well, I was running around making sure that everybody was out.
Oh fuck!
I cast it on second level.
But not knowing how long the fight's going for, you can't really go through much.
That was like 15, like half a minute.
Yeah.
Of just intense combat.
Yeah, that's how fights go.
Yeah, but I wanted to shank a warhorse, thinking that if this goes sour, I want the fastest fucking animal that's going to get out of here.
That's a good point. You're probably like still in the foyer. Okay, but you're doing that. Were you just on the cart the whole time?
Yeah.
So everyone starts breaking up. Eventually, one of the clerics walks up to you. She's gone off to with one of the clerics who's healing her. The other cleric walks up and says, "Right this way, Sir Five."
Thank you. I don't get up.
Yes, and you starts leading you down. A number of the knights forming like a flanks behind you, and you're led through the keep and then down some stairs to like a basement area, and into an undercroft where there's a series of tombs for the various knights. They will have statues of.
Am I able to plod along behind?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
They will have various statues of the knights, and they'll have the names there, list of deeds. Eventually, you reach one that's on a dais at the end. See Sir Salamar Khaladoon, and there's a statue of him. Looks like a fairly average man, but just the way the statue is, it's a very heroic pose. In his hand is the sword that you're holding.
Does he look like his brother?
Well, he has a face. So.
It's worth an ask.
So the cleric sort of stops about a few meters back and just sort of gently motions for you to wait. And the knights move forward and almost like pallbearers lift the lid off this stone thing, close it down, and then reach in. A couple of them reach in, but you watch the rest of them all pull their swords in their scabbards. They create almost like and they form almost like a ladder with the swords on various shoulders and arms and stuff, creating like a platform. They move the body up there and gently walk this procession back out. see them close the lid. The body itself's basically a skeleton at this point, but it's inside a suit of armor.
Yep.
And yeah, they escort it back out. The cleric gets you to follow as well. It's led back up to your cart.
Which we have cleared a spot for.
Yeah.
Just put it next to the rust monster.
I mean,
The
to be
Rust
fair,
Monster shout on it.
to be fair, there was the spot of the previous body because I did set it up so that the animals were over there and the body was over
But the
here.
cleric went, this won't do, and just sort of snapped his finger at one of the stable hands, and you see a second cart starts getting pulled out, led by a warhorse. Well, not warhorse, two like large
Draft force.
draft horses. They gently place the body on there with respect and put a tarpaulin over it, and they walk the cart up to you, and he hands the reins to you.
Thank you. You've been very hospitable. I'll remember this.
Maybe we won't burn you to the ground.
Yes, well. If Salama believes you'll keep your word, as does a Lady Stormbanner, then we trust you to keep your oath.
Is she around anywhere? Like Stormbanner, is she? Oh, alright, that was if you could you get a message to the lady for me?
Of course.
Tell her that I would be honoured to meet her on the real field of battle.
Yes. I'm sure she will add your name to her list of accomplishments, if that were the case.
And then I'll sit the sword in there, get in the cart and prep to leave.
Yeah.
Walden's stable. Kick the first stable boy I see in the arse and tell him to hurry up and prepare the warhorse for the Sir Five to ride out on. God, don't want to see him ride out on a draft horse, do you?
This is Sarantha's horse, and all the horses are got like names. This is like Bravado, and the next one's like the Lord of the Seven Hells.
We'll take that one.
Yeah, this is like fierce looking horse. But
Many laps the second.
all the war horses look like they have their own
They call them several circuits.
Yeah. I pick one at random and go, no, does the lady have a warhorse of her own?
There's a very not fancy looking one at the end. Yeah.
Not a fancy looking one.
Well, like in the sense of like, it looks very well cared for, slightly bigger than the rest, very, very fine breeding. You see a lot of like...
I point to that one and say, look, a wager is a wager.
Am I in the presence of this?
Yes.
Go over and
I'm trying to steal your horse. Shut up.
I would recommend you smack him. He deserves it.
I'll just kind of like lean out of the cart that I'm currently sitting in, like, Emissos, shut up. We've got enough horses. You can't eat one.
Yeah, I can.
You can, but not one of these.
The stable boy doesn't look like he has any intention of letting you near one of these war horses.
Okay.
Especially now that we've mentioned eating.
Like, I'm covered in my own blood. I have done enough. We are leaving.
It's like going into like someone's house and going, oh, one of these Lamborghinis. Yeah, that's what I said.
Let me just tear the engine out and consume it.
So you guys ready to leave?
Yes.
You leave.
Oh, sorry.
I'll spend 10 minutes. I'll hand the reins over to a Truedream because I'm assuming she's in my cart, and then I will spend the time attuning to this fucking sword. Give me your power. Let me consume you.
Now we've talked about consuming.
Yeah, well, after an hour.
You read on the scabbard, suppositories.
Great.
You hear Sir Five, Hand of Bane. I am Salama, Defender of the North. Thank you for returning me to my brother.
Can I see him? Or is it just a...
You can't see it? Oh, it's a body next to you.
Are you on the sword?
Yes.
Oh, that's curious. And you wish to be entombed with your body?
My actions caused the death of my brother, as well as his state. Wish for him to be as close to peace as he can be.
Well, it pains me to sacrifice such a honestly masterful weapon, but I will do so. If that is your wish.
It is.
Well, in the meantime, I will defend your remains with you.
That would be appreciated.
Meanwhile, Truedream's sitting there. Should we talk to this side?
Truedream just like, he's still hot.
The hot to crazy scale? Somewhere.
Well, for a lot of people name the swords, well, probably not a lot of swords name themselves. So you guys start travelling along.
Excalibur.
About nighttime, you reach the barge inn, whatever it was called again.
The Zhentarim bar.
The Zhentarim inn. That's the one. And you sleep there for the night. No.
I sleep in the cart. I alarm them both.
The barge
I'm
ride.
alarmed.
I pay a decent amount of gold for a very good meal.
Yep.
And I pass the fuck out in a comfy bed, which isn't normal for me.
And that is where we will leave it for this week.
Also, once the body came out with the cat and stuff, I was gonna feed it and make sure it was happy and just
This body's...
pet the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Cats
And
like that.
You did so good. You're a good boy.
It's really good, and you're doing it too. And then at one point, you get 8 limbs rip your hand, scratching its belly.
Too much.
I'm the 20 hit points.
Starts biting your knuckles.
Tentacle in your face.
He's happy.
So
Passes by are like, fucking hell, it's mauling him, walk on.
So we will leave it there. PAX is not next weekend, it's weekend after.
Yes, weekend after.
So we're on next week, and a week after that, I believe we're not on.
Yes, October 14th we won't be up.
Yeah, but we'll be on next week. Find out what happens when they return the body.
If they return the body.
Perhaps I'll need an adventurers guild.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Gets a legendary sword, immediately has to return it. Bullshit.
Just go to this place, please. You'll be fine.
Just kill everyone you don't like in the meantime.
It did feel really good picking up her sword and then critting her with it.
The dice wanted you to.
Yeah, the irony in that was
My
fucking
bitch.
beautiful.
I anticipated going many ways, and then was like, well, she's gonna have to accept that.
Just has to deal with it.
It went a lot better than I thought it was going to go.
That's because she was casting Blagboard and then doing a bonus attack. If she just walked up and went, three attacks per round,
Yeah.
it's like handling.
So as a reminder, as we're almost at the end of September, it is September, so remember to subscribe to your favourite channels on Twitch, and hopefully we're in that list.
Actually, technically, at the end of September, September ends in a couple of hours.
Everybody panic! Subscribe now!
You have to subscribe!
You have an hour and a half, and if you don't, this world ends.
Well, it was one subscriber, and Bis gets to live on Thursday.
That is true.
I mean, not live anyway, but...
This goes to YouTube tomorrow. I'm sorry, guys, it's too late. You don't point
He's already
subscribing to this year.
It's already done.
We'll see you in 12 months.
But we will see you tomorrow for the Tuesday game, House of Mercy. Is it?
Not House of Mercy anymore, it's Dogs of Mercy now.
Really?
Kids are all grown up.
Aww.
Into dogs.
Yep.
That's how kids grow.
Most of the time.
And-
Through polymorphic cast.
No, Josh has got fleas.
How much health did I deal to her?
Several.
Too much.
Because I think I did 60 or something roundabout.
And remember to tune in on Thursday for Star Wars Edge of the Empire, Dangerous Beasts and How to Find Them, which may or may not have inspired the cart today.
It did actually. I think it's how it got voted through. I just wanted to see him turn into cockatrice.
So who was each character after you've done that?
Oh, yeah, I was going to do that, wasn't I? It was about 50 something. With the blade board, she was halving
All of
everything that wasn't rated.
Yeah.
So which means you actually did a fair bit with you in the displacer piece.
Tight.
Who inspired each character?
Well,
Find out when you tune in next week.
yeah, because I didn't forget to do that. So, see ya. I don't remember which screen.
End screen at the
Like the end.
The one with the picture of
Outro.
Anthony with 3 nipples.